The train headed for Sunset City will be departing soon.
Alright. Well, I guess open on a joke. How do turtles greet each other?
How?
They say shello.
Okay.
I think you know what? I just became busy. I will see y'all.
I hate that I'm finally back here and my avatar is represented by not my jacket, and this piece of shit put some bleach on his. Just took mine to put some bleach on it.
What?
So Pup asked me this morning to be on the show. I was tempted to just draw you a new avatar in the time being. I was tempted.
I like fair enough. I am I don't know, stealing your flow, I guess you could say, with getting your, like having your jacket on still. But
no, trust me, I'm used to it. I'm used to it. YouTube's now just trying to do my shit. Whatever, it's fine. It's fine. It's whatever.
I'm sorry.
I'm still a skeleton.
Well, you need to get an avatar, Ian. And then we can sort that out for you. Actually, let me turn Nick down a little bit, just because he's a little loud. There we go. Alright, well, that brings us into today's wonderful episode. Welcome, everybody, to Sunset City, the Sonic podcast for the classic and modern age. With me today is Trey.
Hello, everyone.
Hey, Trey. We don't have Dylan or Franken with us today. Dylan has to get his bread. He hasn't streamed in too long, so he has to do a fucking live stream by himself. Whatever. Big whoop. And Frank has a doctor's appointment. Again, God, if you're so sick, just die already. But, we have Ian.
Hello.
Hey, Ian. And we have Nick.
I can't wait for that line to be aged so poorly when your friend randomly just dies.
I don't want him to die. I really don't. It feels like the logical conclusion to all these doctor's appointments, you know? No, but no.
Usually, yes. So, you know, just...
In all seriousness, I hope nothing's going wrong. I love Frank.
This is an excellent start.
See, Chip says, like, why is my mic in the bathroom? So does my mic sound bad?
Look, it's not bad. It's just not as good as it usually is, but it's not bad.
All right, how's this?
I mean, if you speak a little more, we can get a feel for it.
Wait a minute. Oh my God. I know what it is. I'm using the wrong microphone. I'm using my headset mic instead of my normal microphone. Let me...
He's got it under control, don't worry about it.
Yeah, so...
While he sorts that out, I'll go through the housekeeping. Super Chats, if you do send any in, will be read at the end of the show, as per the usual. We are also brought to you by Patreon, where we have benefits, such as the Patreon-only Discord server. Gonna take a quick look over at the fish tank. We've got 3 people swimming around in there. Hello, guys. You're very cool. Trey, aren't they cool?
Mm-hmm. They are.
Hell yeah. And with that... Sunset City is open for business.
Hi. How do I sound?
Oh, that's way better.
Okay, there we go.
Now I have the worst mic in the call again. Fuck.
I mean, you should be used to that by now, Trey, with all due respect.
You're the musician.
Okay. Let me explain this because I've seen some people. I have great condenser microphones. I have great dynamic microphones. I have interfaces. My Wi-Fi.
If you have to tell us though, is that like, does it mean beans? You know, when you think.
What? What are you talking about?
Does it mean beans if you have to tell us you've got all this kit? The kit should speak for itself.
Well, no, I'm just saying to reinforce myself. It's like, yes, I'm a musician. I have nice stuff when it comes to audio. Of course I do. But my Wi-Fi is just bad. So anytime I try to use my PC, the Wi-Fi can randomly cut out anytime, and I don't want to risk that.
That's what I deal with. So I understand.
Yeah. Every time you talk, I just have the "What's New Scooby-Doo" theme playing in my head.
I really just got to go ahead and just like make a full cover of that song and just like bring that whole saga, you know, to a nice bow. You know, a nice like round trip. I guess you could.
Yeah, like Scooby-Doo. You know, you need to end once and for all. You know, like they do.
Jesus.
Whoa.
I mean, I never really cared for no Scooby-Doo myself. I just I
don't care for Scooby-Doo either. I don't care for Scooby-Doo.
I don't feel the need for it to end, though, either. Like, it's one of those things where I'm paying so little attention to it that if it ends, it ends. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I know Phantom Strider caught some heat for saying he wanted it to end. He was saying, like, they should put that dog down. Quite rare you'll hear Phantom Strider say something so vicious.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
No, I mean, no, Scooby-Doo can last as long as it wants. It's a generational piece of media at this point.
Of course.
It does. It does kind of put things in perspective. Like whenever I get heated with Sonic, and then the moment I hear about any other like cartoon franchise and people like losing their minds over it, and like, oh wow, that's silly, and then I just take a look in the mirror.
And then you see Shadow, and you pass out from swooning.
Well, that's also the thing that I said last week, isn't it? Where I said like, Izuka, for as much as I riff on the guy, it's like, okay, how's Rayman doing?
Gunner's comment, like, wait, what's wrong with Scooby-Doo? Congrats, you just named the next Scooby-Doo cartoon.
It reminds me of, you like the Scooby-Doo, don't you?
What's wrong with Scooby-Doo?
What's wrong with Scooby-Doo? You're looking kind of blue.
Oh,
got
good.
a lot of foam around your mouth.
It's Scooby-Doo, but he learns he actually has allergies, so he can't eat anything anymore.
And now with our new spin-off series, why is Scooby-Doo?
Why is Scooby-Doo?
And the finale, no more Scooby-Doo.
No.
And that the series finale, 100 years from now will be, but how we do. All right.
Welcome to the Scooby Cast, everybody.
All right,
Where none of us give a shit about that dog.
let me consult the weed. Okay, so the first strain we have is in our warm-ups. Sonic Rumble comes to PC. Because this is something that stuck out to me in that Sonic Central immediately. This was like the start of the good news. Was like there was the Sonic Rumble stuff, and for the longest time I'd been thinking like, why not on console? Why just mobile? Having it on PC is a good thing. That makes me very pleased. What about you guys?
I like it. I think the game's fun. I've played like the beta and everything on phone, and it'll be great to like play it on PC.
You played
like,
Dylan?
where it has a much more. Wait, what?
You just called Dylan a beta.
That's far from the first time we've made that joke.
It's been a minute since I've heard that one. That is pretty good. But regardless, I did play it whenever they were having that like closed quote unquote beta, even though they let like hundreds of thousands of people play it at once. Or probably tens of thousands. I'm not
but
sure.
If you're from the UK, you could just go fuck yourself. Like,
yeah, if you're anywhere else other than the US, then that's your own fault. Skill issue, I guess. But yeah, no, it was super fun. I'm excited for it to be on PC because I feel like it is going to be just like a Sonic Fall Guy situation. So it's like, okay, like I think that's just a good thing,
I think this is I agree. I think this is a sign of change, like a positive change. I'm glad that they're letting Hardlight kind of tinker around with other audiences.
Oh, I don't think this is
Especially when I was
Hardlight, though,
watching-
is it?
Oh, it may not be.
This
I
is
don't actually
Rovio,
know.
I believe.
yeah, I was going to ask. I thought it was too, but I don't think it is.
I think
Is it just straight up Rovio?
I think it's Rovio and I think a little bit of Sonic Team as well.
Well, Sonic,
regardless-
Sonic Team can slap the name on it as long as they have a consultant.
As long as
on there.
Azuka sniffed it a little bit before putting it out there, then yeah, Sonic Team.
They walked past it once and it's like, okay, here we go.
I mean, that's not too far off from what he does sometimes. Anyway.
Hey, no.
Wait, what?
I'm just saying, sometimes he just kind of looks at a thing and goes, okay, and then that's kind of his contribution.
I mean, Sonic
anyway,
4, that was like a Dimps joint, with the exception of, I think, because they had Jun Sonoi on the music and Izuka overseeing it, it had a Sonic Team logo at the start of it anyway. I think they were literally the only two people of Sonic Team that worked on Sonic 4.
Yeah. Well, regardless, I do think this is an important step for the mobile side of Sonic. I heard recently that they got rid of some folks from Hardlight, which was very disappointing to hear, considering how much money Hardlight makes those guys. But on another side of things, because you hear people constantly say they want Dream Team on other consoles. That's a possibility these days. We now have 2 games that finally got released from Apple Arcade. One being a Ninja Turtle game, Splintered Fate. The other I don't remember. I think it's like a Hello Kitty game. But they were trapped on in the arcade exclusivity. I imagine it'll be a while before we see Dream Team, but I like this approach, and hopefully they can start doing that a little bit more often. Unless they make enough money from Apple where they have to do a contract for a while. I mean, that just makes business sense as much as
The thing is, though, like, Dream Team I think if they did release that to a broader audience, it would have the impact on modern Sonic that Mania had on Classic, because it is such a well-made game. Like, you could say it's a little simple, a little mobile gamey in parts, sure, but it just knows what it wants to do, you know, in a way that very few other modern Sonic games do, to be honest. Like, there's no jank. All of the physics know exactly what they want to do in cohesion with the level. The art style, even if it's not my favorite, it absolutely fits the game and is congruent with itself. Like, Dream Team is, like, as close to 10 out of 10 as I think a 3D Sonic game has ever gotten. Even if I do prefer other games, like, the quality of Dream Team is just off the scale, and now they're adding Shadow to it. I remember when they did show a little bit of Dream Team in the Sonic Central, both Dylan and I perked up, like, oh, could this be it? Nah, it's just Shadow's gonna be in it. But still, like, the level design in that game is just fantastic.
I can agree with like the quality of Dream Team seeping through. I wouldn't necessarily say it's my like, I guess like ideal modern Sonic experience, especially when it comes to like the presentation side of things, of like the cutscenes and the voice acting being very like, you know, hit or miss, right?
Oh,
But
brother.
yeah,
Jeez.
like I mean, I'm
Very
saying that
rude.
very lightly. I'm saying that very lightly because a lot of it is kind of atrocious. But regardless of that, I think Rumble coming to PC, you know, pretty much on, because it's still not released yet, right? So it's like it's coming out on PC like pretty much on launch of it.
I hope so.
You know, from what I understand. So like it I do agree that we are seeing like a change. We're seeing like, you know, Sega, I guess, like taking chances. Like, I mean, they're taking some massive chances, and we'll talk about that later. But like, yeah, I think Dream Team overall, like with all the added content, as well as adding like the moves like the stomp and stuff like that as well. I think if they did like a all-in-one package deal for PC and consoles, maybe like in a year or so, I think that would be like an ideal, realistic
Imagine
outcome.
like Sonic X Silver Dream Team, because like that's the thing. I think Izuka said, "Oh no, Dream Team is just an Apple Arcade thing." There's probably a loophole in there though, if it is like a, you know, an indefinite thing. Maybe like
Yeah.
a remaster down the line with another thing bundled in with it. They could do the Shadow Generations thing all over again, Sonic X Silver Dream Team, and that would be so welcome. I think, like, because you get not only a game that you can barely play anywhere else without a subscription service, and you'd also get the little silver package as well. Most of the work is already done, you know? That would make me so happy. That's the main thing I'm kind of hoping that I will get from future Sonic Centrals now, is just a proper Dream Team release.
So this is where I gotta play bummer old man real quick in terms of like the impact of this game. I do think in our little our circle in terms of the Sonic community, we like to think things are bigger than they actually are. I'm gonna go ahead and say, without having numbers in front of me, that Dream Team probably has already made more money than Sonic X Shadow Generations ever will. I'm sure more people have already played that game just because of the Apple audience and the Apple brand compared to what is there. And yeah, like maybe not a lot of people are talking about on Twitter, like a lot of the Sonic fan community is, but there's probably a lot of casual folks that just downloaded that because they have the, you know, they spend the $5 a month and then they get to play the
They
game.
really want to justify that Apple Arcade subscription.
I mean, yeah, I mean it's $5 a month.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, Apple's got a huge fan base. It's a cult.
They got
Well, that was the thing I noticed though, is like, yeah, I think it would be in Apple's best interest to hang on to Sonic Dream Team for dear life as well, because outside of that, you got Family Guy Racer, the mobile Rayman game, and it's like, it costs really similar to the price of the base version of PlayStation Premium, but just a bunch of mobile games without ads, and a few decent exclusive.
Well, I don't really think it's Apple's best interest. I think it's Sega's. I think Apple's doing just fine. Yes, Apple's doing just fine. They don't need Sonic.
They
But
don't need Sonic. Yeah.
no, these exclusive deals, it's Sega trying to get to a wider audience and also make some money, because Apple money is good money. An exclusive deal with them is good money. All that said, though, I do think we will eventually see Dream Team on other consoles. I don't think this was a big risk for Sega by any stretch. From what I've heard, this was a very small team in Hardlight that put this game together. So
Which
it
is
did not cost them it didn't cost them a lot of money. It didn't cost a big risk factor by any stretch of the imagination. and they made Apple money. Like this game's made its money back like 1,000-fold at this point.
Didn't they ace it?
Yeah.
Like, served on this. But
that's why I got bummed out when I heard that Hardlight had to let some people go after the Rovio Sega merger. But I do think, considering that Turtles have gotten out, Hello Kitty's gotten out, I do think it's just a matter of a time contract being up. It's made its money on Apple. Let's take it over to the other consoles. I think it's just a matter of time.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Okay.
So, yeah, there you go.
The next strain we've got on the... Okay, right. So, it's funny. Nick, Ian, Trey, you know I've kind of talked a little bit about kind of how I do like the current IDW comics, but I do feel like being shackled to the game's continuity has kind of killed a lot of the potential of it. And I think the restoration stuff is getting old now. Like, I don't know. I'm kind of a little less interested in IDW than I have been before. Like, I don't even... The Phantom Rider arc hasn't exactly rejuvenated that for me either lately. I think, you know, it's kind of... It's cool seeing all...
It's fun, but it's nothing like, oh, I gotta read it right now.
Yeah, it's not like a must-read. It's cool to see them all back in their little Riders outfits. And, yeah, I do agree with the internet's consensus that Evan Stanley is doing wonderful things with Amy Rose's characterization, striking up a really nice balance. But that's all I really got when it comes to that story. But it's like... it's like Sega responded by saying, okay, what if we did Sonic and the Justice League? And I'm like, wait, are you serious about that? Is that like a thing you could seriously do? And now we've got the Sonic X DC collaboration. And it's just funny because, like, everyone knows the old running gag, Pup will eventually reference Justice League on the podcast at some point. And now I'm just here feeling very giddy and very excited for a crossover that's just kind of handpicked for me, as my sister said.
Can we get Zack Snyder's Sonic Justice League?
That's so funny.
Can someone reanimate that? That would be actually awesome. I'm not even joking.
I do want to say I am genuinely excited for this. Love comic books. I love the Sonic characters. I do have a negative thing to say and then a sassy thing to say later. Let me just get the negative thing out of the way right now. These are two extremely iconic brands with extremely iconic characters. I think Sega is doing a lot better these days than they have been, but they're still not, you know, tip of the top. I think they're rising stars. I do think the DC brand has been hurting a bit, so it does feel like two brands just trying to help each other out.
Yeah, it does. No, you're right. You're right.
Because like, DC has just been crossing over with fucking everything.
I mean, you had the DC and was it Ruby? Is that how that's pronounced?
Ruby. You had Ruby. You had Power Rangers a couple years ago.
Oh, I need to read that.
Yeah, no, it's fun.
Well, that's my question. Is it actually a crossover, or is it Sonic and Friends are the Justice League?
I think
from what we heard
in the
in Sonic Central they will meet. Yeah.
Okay, good, because that's what I care about. I really could care less if, oh look, it's Justice League, but Sonic's the Flash. Like, who cares? Like, actually have them cross.
I think that's cute. I think that's really cute.
Well, I can't wait to watch
them race. I want them to race.
It's cute, and that's it.
Well, you know me. Like, I was all like, man, I'm gonna miss Henry Cavill as Superman, and he's like, here's Knuckles as Superman. All right, okay.
Let me. Yeah, that was a bold choice, and I'm really proud of them. I will say, I got to be a sassy bitch. Amy as Wonder Woman, it should have been Sally.
Yeah, that's fair.
But she got the shoes though.
I mean, Pup, you pointed out in your video, like she's Harley Quinn. At least old Amy's Harley Quinn. For God's sakes, if they wanted to rejuvenate the character, like look at Harley. Like look what they've done with her. Like she's made her own. She's like the third most popular DC character right now, isn't she?
Yeah, she has her own brand.
Yeah, and she's more of a anti-hero / hero these days.
Yeah.
I mean, like Wonder Woman Amy is just. It's what they're trying to make Amy, because she has to represent all of womanhood in this brand now.
Indeed.
Yeah.
She's doing so well. Good for her.
Should have been Sally. Warrior Princess. Should have been Sally.
It's funny. Just a moment ago, Gorilla64 was playing this Super Mario 64 mod as Amy Rose. And I was just watching as he was playing this, and I was saying, like, God, she's so stupid and stuff. And it's really funny how I notice how like in my videos and when I'm actually talking about the character in an impassioned way, I'm like, yeah, this character does deserve respect, deserves to be treated as what she is. Then whenever I stream a game where I have to play as her, I'm like, look at the stupid little no brain cell pink girl. She's so
Oh
dumb.
shit! Look at that Blaze as well. Yeah, I mean like maybe more of a fire character, but like
Blaze
he's a
would be
super
ideal
popular-
as Wonder Woman. I mean,
Who's a super popular fire character in DC?
Blaze
Like,
can
I
be
think-
Starfire.
Oh shit!
damn.
Oh,
Damn.
oh, perfect! You nailed it. Nailed it. There you go.
Wait,
that
what's
might be-
Characterization-wise, though,
would,
would she not have more in common with Raven? And then personality-wise, Amy would have more in common with Starfire.
Starfire in the comics is not as bubbly as Teen Titans.
Right, yeah, I'm thinking of the fucking cartoon version.
Yeah.
No, that fits. That's a man. No, that's good. I really like seeing Cream as Robin in all the fan art.
I also like the idea that Shadow has taken her
She
along for
gets
the
her own
ride as
gun.
well.
I just want to see Shadow and Cream team up. They
You
would.
don't see him
The
interact.
dynamic.
That would be awesome. That
You
would be
never see them
sick.
together, and they're perfect. That dynamic is perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's just easy comedy and heart that you could like instantly just pump into that relationship. That would be like easy to write, and no one does it. So
I was talking with Stevie because we watched the stream together. Because that's who I streamed it with. And she wanted Vector as the Joker because I was asking who should be Joker. It's like that doesn't make any sense. But Shadow, stealing vanilla from. I mean, that's his villain origin story. That'd work.
Yeah.
Because Shadow would be Cream's daddy.
Whoa.
And
make
vanilla.
a Kite Man.
I know it's a bit of a. I know it's a gender swap, but I feel like Surge as the Joker would make kind of too much.
Oh, that makes.
Oh
perfect
yeah, that'd be good.
Given that she's
Yeah.
basically just Scourge 2.0, who was basically the Sonic Joker. Like,
And we don't have a Surge and Shadow confrontation yet.
I mean, if we were still in
Yeah.
the Archieverse, this would be so easy. Scourge and Fiona, Joker and Harley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would that make Dr. Eggman Lex Luthor?
Probably.
100%.
Yeah.
Lex used to be a mad scientist in the early days.
Yeah, he used to be a lot
You-
more,
you know what? That's fair.
a lot more, cartoony, kind of Jesse Eisenberg-y, I guess.
I mean, there is literally Dr. Ivo in DC.
Oh, you're right. Holy shit. Yeah. I didn't even think about that.
They could
That-
also do some
that's
potentially
hilarious.
cool things with Brainiac and Robot.
Yeah, I mean, if we still
I-
had
I
Adam
think-
to play with.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
We'll make do
Yeah.
with Sage, I guess.
Oh, fair
Yeah.
point.
They are, subbing them out. But, like, yeah, I'm looking forward to this. I think they said it's going to be, like, 5 issues, and that there'll be, like, a compendium at the end of it. And then there's more to come in
Yeah, more to come.
2026. And then
Yeah.
there's also
Yeah, that's crazy.
merchandise, including toys. Like, if we can get, like, a Jack-specific line of, like, the Sonic League, I'll buy them all up, regardless of my financial situation.
They're clearly doing some branding. I mean, the Target stuff's already showing up. Someone's at Rouge's Catwoman. I guess personality that makes sense, but goddamn it, she's
Yeah.
a bat.
Yeah.
She's a bat.
That would
Yeah.
make
Never
it
gets put
even
in
fucking
bat-related
funnier, though, wouldn't it? Like,
the Batcat woman. Yeah.
Batwoman, except she's Catwoman. Just
Yeah.
yeah.
I like that name basically describes who she
Yeah.
is as well, Batwoman. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this. I'm gonna bum myself out in advance speculating that the toys are probably gonna be USA exclusive. Like that 6-inch deluxe figure of Shadow that they showed off at the Central with the wings and shit. That is USA exclusive.
Yeah.
Have
all
you
of
guys
those.
never gotten the ultimate toys over there?
Nah, we never got those. We won't be getting the Metal Virus toy either because the IDW line are Walmart exclusive.
No, well, I'll keep an eye out for you.
All this for having the
Yeah.
fucking audacity to be born in the UK. I can't believe this.
Otta City.
Yeah. Odyssey. It's yeah. I got you.
Metal
I-
as a Mazo. Yeah, that makes sense. See, these are fun.
There's
These are
fun
fun.
mashups. I do agree with Ian that seeing them actually meet the characters will be a lot more fun, though, seeing how they interact. I feel like,
Oh, yeah.
I think Dylan mentioned it before the Sonic Central, that if Sonic relates to any version of the Flash, it's probably more Wally West than it is Barry Allen, because Wally West is a bit more sassy and stuff, so it's more Sonic.
Again, that's going to be the DC animated universe version of the character, more
Yeah,
than the.
I mean,
comic
wasn't
character.
Wally always a little
He's much more
sassy?
iconic. I mean, like I'll be real with you. I think the animated universe is way way better than most of the characterizations.
I hate to admit that I do kind of agree
Okay.
with that.
This is a weird one. I think it would be really funny to have Metal Sonic be Ultra Humanite. The idea
Now we're
of
digging
like
really
Eggman
deep,
putting
because I don't even know who that is.
Eggman putting like his
Ultra hu-
brain into Metal Sonic, and so it's like an ape Metal Sonic. That'd be cool.
I was gonna say Metallo, but like that actually sounds cool.
That makes no goddamn
There you
sense. That's what.
No.
That's the kind of thing you could expect from like middle era Archie, is they do that kind of thing.
It's like it's not
Yeah,
even. It's
well,
like, it's a monkey.
We have
With a
Robo
big head.
Galactus, so and Silver Snively. So
It is also funny though when
Wait,
you
wait,
think
wait.
Archie just didn't make sense. They didn't know what the hell they were doing.
probably
Wait,
the
hold on.
most
I got-
in-demand Sonic and superhero crossover is Spider-Man though. And that's the funny thing is like, and it's like, oh, we're going with DC. But I must admit, like, there's so much more potential with this, and I'm not gonna fucking complain. It's two of my favorite things in the world crossing over. You know?
Right.
But I hope-
I'm more scared seeing Sonic in a Spider-Man costume means Disney's bottom.
Yeah, because yeah.
That's fair. I know you mentioned, and we can get past this topic, but I know you mentioned Surge possibly being like a gender swapped Joker. But what about like Reverse Flash?
That worked too.
You'd need Sonic's
Yeah.
greatest hater though, and or Scourge, man.
I mean,
Scourge could never.
Surge is kind of
Surge
like,
would be
I don't
so
know.
fucking perfect.
Yeah, I think Surge has got hater tendencies. You know what I'm saying? Like
She
I-
does,
like, I
but
think-
it feels like she's kind of got
think-
almost kind of rational
She's-
reason. She's not as petty, you know.
She's
Well,
mad.
I mean, do
she's
you
as
not know,
obsessed
like,
with Sonic as she is. She
uh,
does not fucking like being
Yeah.
that. She does not like being what she is.
That's the thing, though.
Yeah.
Like, ugh. Okay, yeah, maybe that. You know what? That lines up much more with canon
I'm
versus
cooking.
fanon. Because, like, to me, Reverse Flash is just like, grr, so that Barry wants a Coca-Cola, does he? I'm going to shake it up.
I'm going to shake it up while he's not looking.
Yeah, like-
it's something
Floats
that
over
Scourge
his
would do
face.
for sure.
I think
I will say.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead, Ian. Sorry.
Oh no, you go ahead. I just said that is Scourge to a T.
I will say though, because I know a lot of you. Well, I mean, you two chuckle fucks, at least in the middle here, like are probably much more hardcore SA2 fans than I am. And I know a lot of fans have been like desperate to see Shadow have a little bit more nuance instead of being such a sneering little bitch all the time. And I think the simple fact
Right.
that they put him in a bat suit shows that they're on the right track with these characters.
I mean, remember all those
I
many
agree.
times I kind of said I wish Sonic and Shadow's dynamic was kind of more like that of Batman and Superman.
Yeah.
And now Knuckles is Superman, so we're getting there.
You made a joke. You made a joke to me when we talked about it in DMs that I don't know how I missed it. When you're like Super Knuckles, like
Yeah, you got your Super.
you know,
Knuckles
Ian's
back.
gonna make a joke. You
Oh,
know,
he's
Ian's
gonna.
gonna make. A
There,
joke.
there's no way he's not.
I'm
He's,
Super Knuckles. Like that's not what this is. No.
it will turn out that
Listen,
that's
this
what
is-
Knuckles meant when he was talking about the Wyvern in Frontiers.
We'll have a Master Emerald Kryptonite joke for sure.
Oh, this is
Steve,
gonna be fun.
make Shadow hot again.
Yeah, we're gonna have like Sonic brings Superman like
Stevie.
the Green Chaos Emerald, and Superman like cowers in fear. It's like no, it's different. It's not that.
Maybe that's why they're bringing so many villains back now, because they don't have that much of a roster without Shadow Generations bringing them back.
I'm okay with it though.
That is fair,
We,
but I'm so good with it.
I mean, when we're all wrapped up on the Sonic X Justice League business, the next thing on the weed is Sonic X Shadow Generations story trailer.
Yeah, I'm hyped to sell.
Sure.
Same. It's so good. I'm waiting for them to just reveal Infinite and just have it all
Yeah.
just be.
They
Like-
have. They fucking have to.
In my opinion, they do have to. They have forces levels in there, like
You don't bring forces back without bringing Infinite back.
I mean,
yeah.
to be fair, you could have said that about like Crisis City in the original Generations. It's like you don't bring that back without Mephiles, but we only now got Mephiles. But oh man, there's so much
just
to
a
digest.
Counterpoint there in terms of like I don't know if you guys remember what it was like prior to Generations. I think most people were just surprised to see 06 representation.
Yeah,
at
that it
all.
was there at all.
True.
Yeah,
Yeah, we were at a
and, like,
different
same with-
stage then.
Most
and-
people were just like, "What the fuck is this doing here?"
I remember
Yeah,
actually,
no, I-
seeing a lot of that sentiment, and I was like, "But isn't it good that there's a chance to bring it back better?" And
Yeah.
I'd
This-
say they
yeah.
did,
Yeah.
but
Well, and also Silver was the 06 representation in OG
Yeah,
generations.
and like
So
Silver's
that
a mainstay as well, so like
Yes,
it's a safe
yeah.
bet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
back then, we didn't have, like even Silver was kind of up in the air. Little Metal Sonic was a big deal, like it was
the one that doesn't
all
look
the
remotely
Yeah,
like
classic
classic
metal.
metal
Yeah,
Sonic.
classic. Yeah, exactly. Classic was a big deal. I'm sorry everyone's a hater these days, but man, I'm never gonna forget the joy I felt in my heart when Sonic leaped, and then there's my boy. My boy's back.
Well,
He's back.
also the classic levels in Generations, like people always get hung up on the fact that the physics aren't the same. Fuck that. Who cares? The levels are awesome. Like the classic
they
levels are
definitely
great. in
work
Generations.
with the
We were
level design.
so desperate. We had Sonic 4 Episode 1 before that. We were so desperate for anything. It's like good enough.
Yeah.
I mean, that was the
Good
thing,
enough.
is like Generations was kind of perfect off the back of Sonic 4 Episode 1, because I remember like it was Sonic 4 Episode 1 that really started the conversation of like what is modern Sonic and classic Sonic in terms of like their appearance, and it wasn't something I'd thought about until those discussions started coming up. So when
Yeah.
Generations had that first trailer where they reveal modern and classic alongside each other, I was like, oh, okay, we're going there. And yeah, it's kind of just the perfect time for them to really do that. I don't know how calculated that was. I don't think it was, but like,
No.
I do think though this is for a little while I thought it was kind of wild. Like obviously we're just doing this for Sonic 3. We're gonna promote Shadow, blah 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 blah. But we all know like they've been playing an adventure era, and despite me loving Adventure 1 more than just about any other 3D Sonic game, there's no better representation for the adventure era than Shadow.
oh yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
He was the through line. He's what made that brand popular for that generation. He's what kept people around. He is
Yeah.
the single most important element for the early 3D generation of Sonic. It's his
Yep.
story. It's his through line that connects all those games together. It's his show. So bringing him back, hopefully they bring back other elements. I mean, like just the fact that we have an open world hub world
Yep.
tells me that we're embracing some of the more important aspects of those games.
That made me so happy.
And yeah, and Ian, I'm sure you noticed as well, like holy shit, like Ian Flynn's writing this, and you can see elements of things that he's talked
White
about
World?
before, like
Yes.
yeah, you're gonna see direct parallels to things from R2, and you can tell there's like, oh, I had plans for this I wasn't allowed to do. I'm gonna
Oh, he's
Yep,
gonna.
this is going to go
gonna go
hard.
there.
there's
Yeah,
also
it's gonna
like
be
a
really
lot
hard.
of Soliana architecture in that white world as well, which made me really happy to see. Like, yeah, we're not shying away from that aspect of Sonic history either. But something that is just blowing my mind right now, especially like considering like we're kind of hot off of the Forces era, the 2010s and stuff, is Games Cage has been posting a lot of pictures of him at this Tokyo party for like Sonic Rumble and stuff.
Game show, dude. TGS.
Yeah, Tokyo Game Show, but there's a party there.
Doing?
There's a party there. And there's an advertisement for the Samsung SSD and Sonic X Shadow Generations, and you've got these renders up on this wall. You've got Black Doom, Shadow, Maria, Gerald, and the two Sonics, and it's like, holy
Insane.
fuck, this is an advertisement for the new Sonic release. And
They're
these
real.
are the renders. Black Doom is so clearly visible among them. It's like,
Yeah.
dude,
Yeah.
dude.
What a time to be alive, dude. And even
really
Classic
is.
Sonic got a new render with a adventure reference in it. It's really fucking cool.
And he looks nice.
Yeah.
He looks really
He
good.
does.
Looks
I
really
love-
clean.
I love how that like poster that you were talking about with all the renders just looks like a very awkward family photo. If you just look at it, it's
I
like
mean,
everyone gather around. We're gonna take
It
a
really
picture.
does.
I think on
Yeah.
Twitter, it
Well,
was
like, and it's just like Sonic Generations. It's gonna be the best Sonic game at this point. Go ahead.
I mean, right. Like, I think Sock Attorney said on Twitter that this new modern Sonic render looks too much like a friend from work. I'm gonna counter that and say Shadow looks like Shadow looks like an enemy from work.
Choose your coworker.
Oh man.
No, this is so again, I had a big chat with Stevie once we were done with our stream. We would talk about this for a while, and like I'm not the first person to say like this has the potential to take one of the greatest Sonic games and elevate it to the best.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
there are still elements here and there that I might still push back on. I think Stevie made some good points in terms of what I want from 3D Sonic movement, I still don't think has been properly captured from Adventure 1, and I could be just biased. And I'm sorry, just like classic Sonic is still an element, and he still just doesn't play as beautifully as he does in 2, 3K, and Mania. But I mean, I'm not going to complain all that much because like this could just be an unequivocally brilliant fucking game, you know?
I completely agree that like if the Shadow Generation side feels a little bit more like Frontiers, and again, Frontiers isn't perfect either. I wish the air control in particular in Frontiers was a little bit like tighter to control.
Right.
Yeah, like
if there's any sliders in this game, I'm gonna.
There's one.
Lose it.
There is one.
Yeah, no, like there's one. There's one slider.
It's ground deceleration, so it's auto brake on or off, basically.
Okay. Does it actually work? Because the ground deceleration in Frontiers, you could press the analog stick for a millisecond, and Sonic would
and
walk
he'd just be slip sliding all over the place because his deceleration isn't influenced by his movement speed, but instead just by the slider. I have no idea. That's the only slider though that is in Shadow Generations. So I'm guessing it's there for more accessibility purposes. I have no idea. I will
say. Thank God for Bikuri Box, because like that game is so nuanced to the point like you need somebody to kind of really pick it apart because it just goes so all over the fucking place. And like I wasn't willing to. I was losing my patience like with all the different.
That's what I think is very special about Bikuri Box's videos as well. Is
that
they're not going, this is hype, this is perfect. They're not going, it's the end of the world because they fucked up these kind of basic things. He's looking at every single individual nuance, dissecting kind of what the intent of the design is, but also kind of he does, both give credit where due and criticism where due. He's also just a fantastic guy. We had him on an episode, and he's an absolute joy to chat with.
I believe it. No, so super, super, super meticulous, and like you need that kind of. That's what Sonic fans want for a game like that. They want to know how to break it. They want to know all these little nuanced things you can do with it, and he's the one to kind of like get into the little nitty gritty and tiny little pockets there.
Also, his video forces is excellent too, because like while I am never going to love that game, it did show some areas where the designers clearly felt quite passionately about what they were working, even if it's quite few and far between.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's out there trying to make a bad game, but
no,
it looks like they're learning the right things from this, and it sounds like, if I've heard right, there is Generation veterans on this one.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
That's what I've heard. Has it been confirmed or?
Yeah, I believe this is from the same director as Sonic Generations, and they've got a lot of the level designers back.
Awesome.
Yeah, if you told me that like Vets of Generations were just taking elements of Frontiers and then flexing, I'd believe you. And that sounds like the perfect storm to me.
I mean, it's interesting though, because there's also a few little elements from Dream Team in Shadow Generations as well, if I understand right.
But that little wall running section in the live action level.
Oh yeah, I did notice that. But also, there's it control stuff. I believe you now homing attack chains of rings to do the light dash, but I think it's only triggered by having chaos control active. That, and you can now homing attack onto a railing at like any point. So if you fall off, you can rescue yourself.
Good.
So that makes me very happy though to see that like Dream Team is not just this side experiment thing, but that there are elements of Dream Team going into this. And I think Shadow Generations feels like the culmination of kind of everything they've learned since like the big year of Sonic kind of stuff from like 2020 and stuff onwards. My only thing is I know that the next Frontiers or the next mainline release is going to be the Frontiers team again. And I'm hoping those guys will pick up the work that the Generations team have done on this one and only evolve that further. I'm hoping they're not just going to like be like, okay, get the hammers out, we're going to hammer some planks together.
Right, for sure.
It'll be interesting to see.
Well, and I wanted to say that my favorite part of the Sunset, like they had the Sunset Height remix music or whatever.
Oh yeah.
But like that shot of Shadow jumping into the giant like egg robot like barrage or whatever, that was like the coolest thing I've ever seen. That was awesome.
Well, that's another thing I think is insane here is kind of the dynamic transitions from gameplay to action. Because like Frontiers, Any time it needed to show a cinematic thing, it would fade to black for a couple of
Fade to
seconds,
black.
fade back in, and it's like, dude, on a PS5 in front of your mother. Whereas this, it's like we saw Shadow seamlessly go from the Space Colony arc to Radical Highway. We've got him running along the arm of a Death Egg Sentinel in Sunset Heights. It's so exciting. Like
that actually made me like jump a little. I was like, oh my, whoa, that looks awesome.
Yeah.
So how likely do you think it is that we're going to actually see that? Because we know Sentinels are in the game now. Like, how likely is it we're going to see that Sentinel crash on Chaos Island now?
Oh, that could be cool.
Ooh. Oh shit. You got
Shadow
a point.
kicks it there.
That'd be funny as hell
Okay.
if the reason things crash is because Shadow
would
messed
be?
with it and not any of the ancients.
Yeah.
he just kicked it so
Honestly,
hard
I'd
it
be okay
landed
with
all the
that.
way there.
Because I mean, like,
that'd,
no spoilers, but there's a video Pup's working on for me where I recorded it before we got the story trailer and everything, and I was like, well, we know Chaos Island's here. It's probably going to be while shit's happening, while Eggman's there, but I would love it if it was in the ancient past.
Yeah.
That
right.
would be awesome.
That would be sick.
Or if we could even
That
just
would
get
be
an act
actually
of that, because we're
awesome.
seeing that we're getting multiple acts of some of these stages, and they're going to get a bit more crazy from the looks of things. Like, we're seeing, bits of the Radical Highway stage, and we're seeing them, like, twist and turn. We're seeing them in 2D again. And we're probably going to do the same for Chaos Island to some extent as well.
For sure.
Probably.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
We're going to get more
The
lore.
only thing I'm worried about. Yeah. We are. Well, the only thing I'm worried about with this game, just as a whole, is that I really do feel like now that the Sonic generation side of this remaster or whatever is being kind of neglected, and I just hope that they do a good job with the base game, like porting it over, because Sonic generation still deserves that respect. I know a lot of
Which
people,
version's going to suck dick?
As long as they do a nice job porting Sonic Generations, there's not much they really need to do to.
Yeah.
Things like
no,
adding
exactly.
the skins to it make me happy. Things like adding the drop dash, even though, like, so from people that played the demos, apparently the drop dash on modern Sonic only works after doing an air dash, which makes no fucking sense because that kills your momentum.
There's no reason to use it anyway.
immediately.
So
No, there's not.
I kind of want to have a new toy to play with, as far as I'm concerned. I'm excited
Right.
for the drop dash, because it's a new toy, effectively. But I'm probably not going to use it much in like a speed run fashion or something. I'm just intrigued by it. But as long as they haven't fucked it up, then we're golden for the Sonic Generation side of things. What I
Thankfully,
really
it
like,
looks the same, basically, more or less.
And I think that's the way to go about it, because they've proven to us with
I don't
Origins,
trust
with
them.
Colors Ultimate, don't fuck with something that's already not broken. Don't fuck with it.
unless
Especially
you
for
are
one of the best Sonic games.
Unless you are the modder
Yeah.
Blue Wolf who did Sonic Colors Ultimate Project Re-Rainbow, then you can fuck with whatever you want because
Oh yeah,
Blue Wolf
that's
just
true.
made the game what it was supposed to be.
Yeah.
That's what
no, but like
if you're not a professional
beautiful.
like game developer, like you're just a casual Sonic fan, I kind of try more. So
do whatever you want, guys. Like
Yeah,
as long as
exactly.
you're
I
not paying
trust
for it,
them
do
more.
whatever the fuck you want. But
Yeah.
something that
I guess that's my biggest thing, because like we have seen some like oddities with the Sonic Generation side of things that weren't in the original, like the grass being kind of all fucky
yeah,
and
the
stuff
grass
like
shaders
that.
are
But
wrong.
like,
no depth of field.
yeah, no depth of field, and I know that those are like nitpicks in the grander scheme of
Yeah,
things.
but what
I'm
do
just
you mean
like,
you don't
man,
pick your
there's-
nits? You're gonna lose a lot of head blood if you don't pick your nits. Like nitpicks are
well,
good.
if there's like, I guess, more oddities that are not being shown yet or something like that, I just don't want to be like, ah, shit, like they delisted Sonic Generations for an essentially worse version of that game, but we got a fucking awesome, whole other game attached to it, which is cool. I'm just tired of the monkey's paw stuff.
Yeah, you don't.
know what I
yeah,
mean?
you don't want the monkey's paw.
Oh,
hell.
brother. And there were a few. We got a
Yeah.
few.
Yeah, yeah.
But-
Like in the Sonic Central. Yeah.
It's quite funny.
Like,
though.
why?
Go on.
We'll talk about it after the Song Central. Like, there's just shit that, like, why wasn't it in the Central? We'll talk about it in a bit.
Oh, right. Okay.
Oh, really? What's this then? I don't know if I know this.
Movie Shadow, the ice
Oh.
stuff that they just announced. Like, why wasn't that in the Central?
Oh, you're
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Metal Knuckles has a Funko Pop monkey paw. Why wasn't he in the Central?
Yeah.
I'm really excited for that movie Shadow DLC, by the way.
yeah, that looks so
I am
fun.
too. Oh
It
my
looks
god.
like a movie tie-in game from the late 2000s
Yeah.
as well, and that makes me happy.
It
Made
looks
me really
happy.
It looks like a PS3 movie time.
He's so
It
horribly
does.
lit that it's like, yeah, that's we're back. This is like the Incredibles game.
I kind of love him. I
Yeah.
kind of love how Shadow looks.
He looks like he was made in
No, me
Spore.
too.
I love it. Like, I'm
Well,
hoping
and
that
Keanu,
skin.
Keanu sounded so good. He
I'm-
sounded so good.
I'm hoping that skin's gonna be playable in the rest of the game as well. Like, and that it's not just
I imagine.
Yeah, me too.
you're just forced to be that Shadow for that story. But-
Here's
Go on.
here's what I wanted to say, because Pup, like I gave you the update little thing there, because like I have my theories as to who the mystery character with Shadow is. I want it to be classic Shadow. I would love it if it turns out that Act 2 is like, surprise, here's Shadow Mania. I think that'd be hilarious.
That would be
That'd be
awesome.
You know what they
That'd
could
be
also...
if that's what Whitehead was working on. Like here's just purely 2D Shadow. That'd be fucking hilarious.
Well, something I thought
But,
would be
like-
so easy would have been like if like the opening cutscene has like Gerald creating Shadow, and you just see like a little time lapse, and it fades to different shots of Shadow's development, and you see a little classic Shadow just in that pod for one of the shots, and then it just kind of goes on. That would be enough for me. But I always thought kind of what would have been a great story would have been like if Black Doom creates a new timeline by letting Shadow out of the pod early. So it's a classic Shadow and modern Shadow have to team up to restore the timeline, even though in this timeline, Maria's alive. And he has to, like, let go of that.
I just think, and I'm spoiling my video here, I just think it wouldn't be that big of a deal to finally answer the question, why did you pick a hedgehog, if, spoilers, it was always a hedgehog. And
Yeah.
maybe either Gerald was inspired by it, not just the mural, but like maybe, I don't know, like I'm not gonna spoil everything. I have some theories I throw out in that video. Go watch it when it's done. But the point is, you could do some really lively retcons that wouldn't kill the whole point of Shadow. It actually kind of brings some flavor to them.
I agree. Yeah, it could be Flash Games Shadow from the Sonic Central
Oh my
website.
God.
You know, that'd be
Dude,
great.
we've had so many discussions on this channel about like Sonic Superstars, how they were like, here's a Shadow skin, and it's like, oh, you cowards. You like I love the skin.
They're so fucking scared.
But it's so cowardly. And then it's like, okay, Monkey Ball. We got all these Sonic characters in their classic designs. We're getting a Shadow skin. Oh, it's a onesie again. They fucking onesied us again. I like the onesie thing, but not in absence of a classic Shadow. Not as a substitute for a classic Shadow. But that's kind of beside the point, I guess. I think as far as like Sonic X Shadow Generations, like as a re-release and as a remaster, I kind of think about a lot of the mentality I held towards like Colors Ultimate and fucking Origins, where it's like, you're re-releasing these games in the 2020s, why not make them the absolute best that they can be? Like, nothing's a nitpick when it's like, we're getting a second shot at perfecting this. With Sonic X Shadow Generations, like, I was initially taken aback by how little the visuals have changed for the Sonic Generations side of things, but when I think of my complaints about that game, the graphics weren't it. I say complaints, I mean things that could have been better. Things like the story didn't take advantage of time travel in the slightest. Things like the game is very short. I know that's not a bad thing for everyone, but personally I would have liked a bit more play out of it. That wasn't just replay value, of course. And yeah, with this, we're effectively doing that. It's like kind of, welcome back to the Sonic Adventure 2 formula. Will you pick the hero story or the dark story, you know? And it makes me wonder if maybe there'll be like a final Generations in there. Probably asking too much, but could that be a thing?
I don't think so. As I mean, they made a full game.
Yeah.
They made a whole other game here, and if they really want to incentivize folks to replay the Sonic side of things, I think it would only make sense to do a final story.
Yeah,
There.
I can agree with that.
If there was anything to fix in that game, it's the last boss.
I'm pretty sure they.
Oh yeah. Oh god, yeah. And this does give us an
Yeah,
opportunity,
I
even
agree.
if it's just through Shadow, it does give us an opportunity to have a new final battle against a Time Eater.
We're gonna have I'm putting my money on the table here. We're gonna have a Doom fused with Time Eater situation.
That'd be so cool. I
Yeah,
did joke and say, like, Sonic Generations is a little bit where Shadow's just like, yeah, you got this, Sonic. They could address that by, like, having a little cutscene in the middle of the Time Eater boss where the two Sonics just look to the side, see Shadow fighting fucking Devil Doom again, and just like, oh, hell no, we'll stick with this then.
you know, like again, like I don't need to tell Ian. Like there's like Ian Flynn has openly said on his podcast, like he wanted to do a story where Mephiles or Black Doom or somebody teams up with the Time Eater to really kind of mess with things. This is his chance. This is it.
I wonder if we'll get to play as the real Time Eater as well, and not just the Robotnik one.
People want to ask why Archie Sonic's important. This is why. I don't care what anybody said. I'm so sick, and I know you had Dave on here. I'm so damn tired of him being on Twitter. Being, why you think the Peter's bad? Because there's legacy. Because there's legacy. You don't want to see characters with similar interests interact with each other. You don't want to see the legacy. Fucking, we wouldn't be here without Archie Sonic. Flynn is here because of Archie Sonic. And now we're going to get a great story. I'm calling it now. We're going to get a great damn story that he's been sitting on forever in this game.
For about
I'm fucking hyped.
Yeah.
And he's going to basically get to redo one of his greatest Shadow stories.
Yes, he is.
Issue 171, but with the game context.
Oh, where like he sees Maria in like the little hologram thing.
The white droid in the data
as
area.
The world turns to white.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, I mean it's just right there. It's ready to go. It's insane.
I'm very excited by this. We could be going from like a story that took no advantage of the time travel stuff to one of the better Sonic stories potentially. And I mean, even just like I don't see people talking about it a lot, but like the stinger at the end of the story trailer where Shadow sees Maria in the white world, the implications of that is so exciting.
Yes, because he's gonna get a proper goodbye with Gerald and Maria, and it's gonna be heartbreaking, and it's gonna be great. It's
but what if she, like, because Shadow's only ever worked with kind of his whatever his memories of Maria are. What if she kind of says something to him that's going to be a game changer? This could change the course of Shadow's destiny. Like that could be really.
That would be cool. I doubt it, but it would be very cool.
Yeah, yeah, it'd be cool.
Kill
but yeah, I'm with you there.
Shadow, kill them all.
Well, the thing that's going to be really cool is that this is Game Shadow, so Game Shadow is going to have the context of moving on from during Shadow the Hedgehog, you know, Sayonara Shadow the Hedgehog. So there's going to also be that aspect of like him coming to grips with that. Have I really said goodbye? Is this really something I want? And
with no localization,
really cool.
No localization errors, no misconstruing it, none of that.
No taking.
It's like, oh, let go of Maria. Baby. Nobody's gonna be arguing like he's just let go of Maria versus he's honoring her by not lamenting his past. No bullshit like that. He's gonna get proper closure. That's the point of this. We're getting Shadow back on track the way people want him to be.
Become Sonic's best friend.
Yep.
Become gay with him. Yay!
Oh my god.
Yay!
I guess Maria's horse.
Yeah, the thing he didn't remember about Maria is that she's a sheep.
Oh god.
Yay!
Also, she was born in the 50s.
It's also just amazing we haven't.
She's not born in the 50s if she's supporting gay rights. I'll tell you that.
It's just amazing though that we haven't talked about the return of O-Town Mephiles. We haven't talked about like. I screamed, dude. I screamed when I saw him. I was like, "Whoa, fucking whoa!" Like I was so excited.
I love that. I love that beam move that he uses is officially called the move that kills Sonic.
Yeah,
I think that's hilarious.
He's trying to go 2 for 2 for Hedgehog death, though. He's like,
well, no, that's the thing. Like, it's the move that kills Sonic, not Shadow.
It'd be so funny if
so it's the TMTKS.
It'd be so funny though if like the first time we see Mephiles in this game, he just peers his head around a tree and is like, "Be very, very quiet. I'm hunting hedgehogs," and he's just like got a dead Sonic behind him, and he's just making his way over to Shadow. But like he is, dude, Mephiles, man, Mephiles. I know, Nick, you were saying that it was expected, and I kind of half expected it too.
Yeah, I mean the clues were there. Like they just released a Mephiles toy that means a model exists. That means
well, my mentality was like he should definitely be in it. Like that, all signs are pointing to he should be in it. This is also Sega, and I was just like, I'm gonna be so mad at you if Mephiles isn't in this. Like it could be an amazing game, but I'm gonna be so mad at you if Mephiles ain't in this. We can recover, but I'll be mad. And just I'm sold. I'm so. Infinite has got to be in it. Like, there's no way he's not. Like,
he does not need to wait 15 years for a redemption. Give him a good writer. Ian has already written him well in the prequel comic. Give him another chance.
Yep.
I mean,
He
we're already
deserves it.
giving
And-
Sunset Heights another chance, which was a cool level theme, by the way. Just Destroyed City with Death.
The remix is great too, by the way. I love
yeah.
that remix so much.
I agree. I
Yeah.
can't wait to hear
Yeah.
it properly.
Yeah, no. Like I feel like it's so funny because I remember looking back at some of the discussions I had about Frontier's story and how I wasn't like the biggest fan of that game's writing, but it kind of just shows that like with with this game in part as well as like what we're going to talk about later, the Dark Beginning stuff, like Ian, whenever he's given like pretty much full control in terms of like premise, story, and like stuff like that, like he destroys it every time. He kills it. You know what I mean? Like he does fantastic. So, like, yeah.
There are still
wonder
people that
how
are in
the-
denial
I-
about it, though. Like, I've still seen.
I wonder how the mandates have changed, if they have at all. You know, because
Absolutely
I know,
have.
like, yeah, they had to have, because Shadow's writing compared to like 3 years ago to now, or not even
They
that long.
called it Earth in Dark Beginnings.
Yeah,
Things have
I was
changed.
about to say Nick is in shambles right now. Whenever the mention Earth.
Yeah, like I'll roll my eyes. Like obviously, I'm always gonna prefer Mobius, but the fact that they're calling it Earth shows a little bit more courage in terms of trying to
Yeah.
organize things. If
Yeah,
we have Mount Mobius. Mount Mobius is canon. I'll take that much. That's fine with me.
It's
No,
yeah,
that-
it's something that I'm kind of gonna touch on a little bit, where it's like what they're doing isn't necessarily like the ideal, like how I'd like it to be, but it works on its own merits, and I cannot fault it. I mean, personally, I'm more of an Earth than Mobius guy. Anyway, I'd still like Mobius to be a thing. But like, I Earth Mobius don't really care. I'm one of those guys that like Sonic when he's among humans, just not the way the movie. But
I
like,
really liked how I think it was Emmy Jones put it, where it's like the reason she prefers Earth being it, which I really like, is that it's like it's our world, but our world has a bit of magic in it. Whereas Mobius is kind of like it's a separate world. So I do now more appreciate the idea of it being Earth. I think that's kind of a cool idea.
I've never wanted to be best friends with Sonic the Hedgehog. I don't need it to be Earth. Like,
think
I-
it was kind of. I always kind of saw Mobius as kind of like it's a need to rationalize the silly hedgehog thing. It's like, dude, hedgehogs come from Earth, idiot. Like that's kind of how I always
just
saw
like
it.
Mobius
back
because
then.
it
I
sounds
always
cool.
saw it as like I liked it because it was like it could explain why things, like, yes, it has hedgehogs, but this is their hedgehogs. This is why there are loops in the ground or rings
Yeah.
everywhere.
See, I've always
Bees
been
just
like,
like it.
yeah,
It
fuck
sounds
it, it's a
awesome.
Looney Tunes ass world. Like, as far as I'm concerned,
I'm not too worried about it as long as the stories are good and the games are
yeah,
good.
I'm with you.
Yeah,
there. Like,
of course.
Earth, Mobius, I don't really mind. My
Just
main thing is
Don't put Sonic's world.
I just want them to kind of have it like what was described in Tales Tube 1, where it's like there are some stories where you'll have Sonic on a little animal critter world and it'll be exotic places, and there are some stories where you can have him interacting with humans and stuff. And I think, it's a big Sonic fruit salad, as fucking Ryan Drummond put it.
Yeah.
I guess just I don't know, man. Like, I mean, it was just mentioned here, but like having Little Planet in orbit annually, floating island out there somewhere, Lost Hex, like it's
Destroyed ass moon.
Babylon. Yeah, like it's
Yeah.
that's
like,
kind of
in
why
all
I
the-
wanted it to be its unique thing, and it's only
Yeah.
recently retconned into Earth. Like, it's well known. Like, they didn't explain it in games, but it was two worlds for a very
Yeah.
long time.
It
Like
was.
Sonic X was the canon because that was Sonic Team directly working with the animators to kind of better. I really do believe that cartoon was there to better explain Sonic's world where the games couldn't.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Makes sense.
I've very
completely
recently
agree.
fallen in
In,
love with
like,
that show as well. Just finished the second season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I originally pushed back so much originally. Now I don't really care as much anymore. I'm kind of in the same boat as you guys, where it's like if the stories are good and everything's, all of your ducks are in a row, then I'm not really gonna worry about it. But that's why I push back against like the one world kind of like almost like merger, because it's like no, like it like there's so much fantastical things like Little Planet, the Lost Hex, and stuff like that. It's just like it just wouldn't really make sense in a cohesive thing. But now, as I've kind of grown a little bit more seasoned and a little bit older, it's like okay, like
To
the
me,
suspension of disbelief, like you can have it. It's fine.
To me, like the IDW and the movies
Thank
are
you,
like.
Stevie.
Go on.
Sorry, go ahead. You go ahead. Like
Okay,
we've had this. We'll get onto it.
Well, I was gonna say, I I think the problem I have kind of now is I think the IDW comics and the movies both go too far in the opposite direction. In that, in the movies, we have such a boring world that we had to rationalize the Chow and make them mascot costumes. And I like those mascot costumes. I do like those Chow. I think it's cute. I think it's charming. Two things are true at once. I think it's also indicative of what a boring fucking world these movies take place in. And Knuckles drew a big fucking ring around that problem. The IDW comics, we recently had a preview for an upcoming issue that says Westopolis is quite obviously San Francisco, and there's nothing but animal people in sight. And it just makes me think, what the fuck was the point of the Tails tube? So I want them to just go the full whack with both of these worlds can exist. Maybe whether it is that there are islands where animals live and there are worlds where humans live, whether it's a planet, I don't really mind, just as long as we can kind of do both of these things, because I just think the more variety of settings we have Sonic in, the more fun stories we can tell. I'm fine with stories about Sonic and his mates going bowling with their human crew, provided that's not all there fucking is, and provided it's also funny.
Well, it's like the reason I've always loved Archie's world is that Archie, especially during the Flynn era, but even before him, he would have like, no, Sonic is hanging out with Freedom Fighter characters and like the Archie original characters, and also there would be humans and animal creatures, and so it actually did feel like the world had all these distinct cultures, even if like they clashed in art styles. And if anything, the clashing art styles made it feel like a fun, wacky universe in like its own weird way. Yeah. But like the reason I've never been invested in like the game world is because like, sure, we can say all these games are connected, but it's like not.
It's after the fact.
Yeah, well, actually true, because it doesn't ever actually cross over with itself. And then, like it's not real.
With the movies, it's like you showed me Green Hill on Mobius. Why have we never been there?
Yeah, and well, I want to expand on Ian's point, because I'm in complete agreement with you, and he's also touching on what Stevie is saying here. I just want to read what Stevie said, because there's a reason why she's basically like the co-partner of my channel. Like, she's so fucking eloquent. I prefer a separate world where they can make it their own lore and rules. Earth comes with what we understand as reality. I live on Earth. Over it. I'm with you there. And I think that's what the movies kind of express, and I think that's always been kind of like the more the Western ideal of it. And I do think that's what the adventure era was kind of showing off with X at the very least. And I'm with Ian in terms of like what the Archie universe was doing. There were a lot of clashing styles and everything like that. I do like the one world in terms of like, I like how diverse all the cultures can be. So like I can live either way with it. I think
down. One of the biggest points of contention that was a big kind of pushback against the two worlds thing was like, okay, well then why do Sonic and company have to go, world hopping? Like, why do they have to go to this world and stuff like that? And I'm like, well, they could always find a story reason, like, I know it seems kind of like I don't know, redundant or whatever, but there may be like some people, some of the Mobians who would want to live like on Earth, like as their main residence, and then some live back in their homeland or whatever, like there you can find ways. But I feel like a lot of people, and I guess like the lore team thought this too, it just seemed like it's not worth it to do all that,
No,
it's
like, okay, like, we're gonna like opens up potential for more worlds. You could have, if Sonic goes to defend the Earth when it needs to be done, why can't he portal to Saturn, Sega Saturn? Like, you could just.
I've always said. Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, no, I don't know. I'm gonna read Stevie's thing again, because I did want to. I forgot to mention what I wanted to say to Ian. I think Ian made a great point in terms of like the game canon and not giving that much of a shit about it. Is because like most of this lore, this like shuffling up and organizing everything, it's trying to fix what the fucking team who's been in charge of this whole thing have done themselves. Like, the games don't make sense with each other, and it's obnoxious. So things don't make sense if you look back on it now, and they're trying to justify things that this timeline's never made sense about. And a lot of us fans who've been like fans of Fleetway or fans of Archie, or even the movie fans, fuck the Knuckles show, like, it's been consistent. It's been super consistent. And Stevie says simple equals elegance. Humans add nothing that some Civ animal people can do, and it takes away from Eggman. I don't know. This is so much rationalizing stuff, and I agree. Yeah. That's my old school mentality though, where I was like, I liked what Sonic represented to me, which was like nature versus industrialization, and Eggman it's this cartoonish, like large, grotesque, evil man who represents greed and taken away from the natural world. And obviously, the brand had to grow from there. But like that's
Yeah. Well, like
Well, and as
another thing.
go ahead, Trey. Yep.
Oh yeah, I'm so sorry. But another thing I wanted to mention too is that like people talk about like the continuity being the problem with like the games from the 2010s, and honestly, that was never my takeaway from those games. The stories just weren't that great. I'm perfectly okay with each game being an isolated story on its
Me too.
own and an isolated kind of like on its
Sure.
own as long as it's good. The reason why people push back against the stories wasn't because things didn't connect, quote unquote,
because
sucked. Like that didn't even register whenever I was playing Sonic Colors. Yeah, exactly. It didn't register whenever I was playing Sonic Colors. It didn't register whenever I was playing Lost World. I was just like, I just don't like the story. I wasn't
think
thinking
where it
about
became
continuity.
weird
I was
for
like,
me,
the story
though,
just isn't that great.
I think where it became weird for me
Wait,
though
what's
was
that?
Forces, because like you've got a whole world map on there. I was like, well, this is clearly
Well,
not the same world map
yeah.
as Unleashed, and this is a game that
I-
does
I
kind of
completely agree.
throw a bit of continuity in there with returning adversaries and classic Sonic. So that struck me as a bit weird. But I do think my own tastes have changed as well since like Sonic Forces. Now I find myself thinking maybe it would have been better if classic Sonic was from another dimension. That way we wouldn't have to pussyfoot around things like a classic Shadow not making sense. And you know, maybe it's better if Sonic doesn't have continuity and every game can be its own little piece of art, like different art styles, different worlds, different characterizations for Sonic. So he doesn't always have to be one thing, you know?
I think
like,
a mainline.
You can always kind of like, yeah. Oh, I'm so
I think
sorry. I'm so
no, you're
sorry.
okay. I'll just make a quick point and I'll shut up. I think a mainline canon's fine. I just don't like that they've gotten rid of all the other ones.
Yeah, that's fair. And like, or they're trying to justify how those other canons can fit into the main canon, and sometimes it just doesn't have to.
That's fun.
Sometimes you can just have story.
Yeah.
It's fun. Like I'm perfectly like the thing is I love like discussing theories as to how things could possibly connect, but
Yeah.
I really don't need them to be confirmed for me. And I'm perfectly fine with it not being the case regardless. It's like, oh, it's cool to think that this game connects to this game through this, bit of like evidence or whatever. But like, in all honesty, I would rather like the team, and they're doing this. So I'm not saying that they're not, but I'd rather the team like focus on just making good stories first, and then I guess like worry about the continuity a little bit later, in my opinion, and like just make things make sense within the context of the story within itself. Now with Shadow Generations, obviously they're having to bring in the continuity because Shadow's origins are tied to that, right? But if you're starting a new game fresh or new, then like I say just focus on making a good story first, and like I'll be happy.
It's very interesting when you consider that we care so much about the connected tissue of the story that surrounds a character that could give a shit, you know? Like
Yeah.
Sonic would not give a flying fuck. He's not somebody who would
Yeah.
The main thing was just kind of like
he's got a simple story. Nobody asks where he's from. Nobody cares. Christmas Island, maybe, I guess. Who cares? He just runs fast. And that's
I think
I
there's
think it's
just
interesting.
things where you can see where it would, I guess, benefit from a little more world building. For example, if you're going to bring back Green Hill every game, contextualize it. Tell us it's Sonic's home. Show us who lives there, why they live there, what purpose that place serves. Because while I'm happy to switch my brain off for one game and be like, yeah, this is the level of the game, I think if you're going to keep bringing it back, I'm going to want to develop a relationship with it eventually.
Yeah, I
Right
agree.
now, I'm kind of done with all these Green Hill one-night stands. I want it to commit.
I love canon. I absolutely love canon. I love continuity. I love connecting things. I just don't like it when they invalidate other parts of it or say it doesn't matter. That's all I ever get at. I don't mind a little bit of contradictions here and there when they're trying to like organize everything for the fan base. I respect that. And I do like that the movie universe exists simply for a different take on this character.
For sure.
Yeah.
But just, like I also, let's get down to the bullshit. Let's get out to what I'm actually looking for here. Just tell me the freedom fighters are out there, man. Just fucking tell me.
Yeah.
Just tell me.
Yeah.
Just tell me.
I
just
wish
tell
we
me.
could
Pinball's
get
no
like
different.
a kind of an ecosystem in regards to like Sonic continuity, where it's like you could have a game like Sonic and the Big Cheese. It's a unique game. It's got its own art style. Sonic has his own design, and he's friends with like the freedom fighters and stuff. one game later, you could have a game in a completely different art style with different characterization and a different world. You could have the classic cast all back in it and stuff. But you can still have Sonic and the Big Cheese too. You can still have continuity within that. Sonic and the Golden Dwarf doesn't have to relate to Sonic and the Big Cheese too, you know? Like, but you can still, you know, do sequels to things.
Yeah.
That's why we had Sonic Adventure and Sonic Adventure 2. And Sonic Heroes is nothing like Sonic Adventure and Sonic Adventure 2. A, because it's bad, but B, because, like, just look at it. It's a very different world.
Fucking amazing.
I hate that fucking game so much, and I'm not done streaming it, and I don't want to stream it anymore. I hate it. I hate
Sonic
that fucking
Heroes?
game.
Oh yeah.
It sucks. It's
Fucking
rare you'll
amazing.
hear me.
Fucking amazing. I don't hate it anymore.
Oh, come on, man.
Not my favorite.
I need you to be angry with me right now. Like, I need you
No,
to share in my rage.
I've always been like, this is weird, but it's fine.
No, Sonic Heroes is my favorite Sonic game in terms of the concept, ideas, visuals, and music. It is my least favorite Sonic game to play because it's fucking terrible. And
It
you have
just
to do it 4
feels
times.
horrible.
It's fascinating. It's a fascinating game to me.
I
I
mean,
can't wait to pick it apart on the channel. It's
My
fascinating.
comparison that I kind of made between this and 06, because people are like, how do you prefer 06 to Heroes? What I'd say with 06 is like, it's like walking along a beach and occasionally someone just whacks you one in the fucking guts. And yeah, that hurts like shit, but at least I get a bit of beach time in there, you know? Whereas, like, with Heroes... With Heroes, it's like walking around a furniture store blindfolded and you're stubbing your toe on fucking everything.
Dude,
It's
Pup's
the-
analogies never cease to amaze me.
Oh yeah,
We're
they're
the
really
kind-
fun.
My
Anyway,
toe
no, I
hurts
would-
so much now from playing this fucking IKEA fucking ass game blindfolded.
I think a better example though would, like, in terms of what we're talking about in terms of story and continuity, is that, like, I've never once like asked or even cared about like the continuity of like the storybook games or where they fall in the timeline, or like what is it, or writers, you know what I mean, like the writers games.
Yeah,
I
the
never
Riders
really
games take place in fucking Futurama. Like, but it doesn't matter.
Fucking
it's like it
amazing.
just like I just didn't, like, none of that registered to me back in the day because, you know, and also I was a kid too, so like that's also a part of it. But like I enjoyed the stories, I enjoyed the games for what they were, and like then like in the 2010s, I just didn't enjoy the games as much or the stories as much, and that was the only thing that changed in my mind, was that the stories just weren't entertaining for me anymore or whatever. Like it wasn't a thing where it's like, oh, this doesn't connect to this and, you know, all this other stuff. It's like, no, I just didn't enjoy it. Like it's as simple as that. And I know I'm not the end all be all for the Sonic fan base, obviously, but like that I feel like a lot of people, and I said this in a Twitter thread, and I know we're gonna talk about Dark Beginning, so I don't want to go into that. But like people say that like, oh, Sonic fans don't know what they want. It's like, yeah, like each Sonic fan has different expectations and wants out of the franchise, but I feel like people just want good quality pieces of media, games, animations, comics, all that, with no compromise, no monkey's paw, nothing like that. And
Which is Generations.
We want good games. It's not the problem. I've never thought the problem were the Sonic fans. I don't think it's a matter of what Sonic fans want. I think it's a matter of Sonic Team doesn't know what the hell to give us.
That's literally it. Because people blame like, oh, Sonic fans don't know what they want. It's like, yeah, there may be people who don't know how to articulate what they want for sure, but I feel like Sonic fans just want good quality material. That's it. They just want something made with love and care, with no monkey's paw, no compromises across the board.
Because it didn't used to be like the Sonic fan want. It used to just be what gamers want.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
what happened. That's the problem. Is like you have to be
Wow.
this very specific thing. Oh, sorry.
Ian.
Wow.
No, you're fine. You can finish what you're saying.
Actually, no. You go ahead. Actually,
Wait, Ian, I thought you were. Oh,
I'll be right
yeah.
back.
Okay.
Oh, wrong one. My bad. No, I was just gonna say that. I was gonna say Generations is the perfect example
Uh-oh.
Oh shit.
of
Oh
what
no,
we're
Ian.
talking about, which is like everyone goes, yeah, the story's kind of shit, but like, it's just. Oh, am I back now? Hello.
Oh, no,
hello?
you're in the room.
Okay, sorry. I was gonna say Generations is kind of the perfect example of what we're talking about, which is that people will say, "Oh yeah, the story's like garbage and they didn't do anything with it," but the game's so fun. Who cares? And same with Mania, right? So it's like if we could get those things as extra, like get a great story with Generations, which
Yes.
Sonic X Shadow Generation seems to be doing, then that's a bonus. That's something that will elevate it. But if the game is good, the game will be good. You know.
I'm
Yeah,
uncomfortable
well,
between
yeah.
these two, so I'm gonna sit next to you, Ian, and Ray next to.
What the
Okay.
what the fuck? Well, it's like,
You're wearing the same
Trey?
jacket. I feel uncomfortable between two guys in the same jacket now.
are you scared? Are you scared of the white man? What are you What are you doing? Like,
I mean, I think everyone should be scared of
By
the
the
white
way,
man,
for
but
all
we
of our
promise not to
Spotify
get
listeners,
political.
for all of our Spotify listeners, on YouTube and Twitch, we have like graphics and everything with our avatars, and we're sitting down in chairs, right? And we're being shifted around. That's for my Spotify listeners
My
out
little
there.
guy's
All
not
three of
flipping.
you.
My little guy is not flipping. Why is he not flipping? Ah, there we go. He's flipped now. Okay, great.
Okay, but yeah, no, Ian, I completely agree with you. Or it's like I used to get very up in arms and pretty obnoxious back in the day when it came to like story, characterization, things of that nature. And I still do care about those things.
Yeah,
Don't
I
get
still
me
care
wrong.
about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but like it's one of those things too where it's like my priorities have shifted, and I was just like, okay, as long as it's good quality and as long as it's made with love and care and by a team who does give a shit, and the team does give a shit, like I'm fine. Like honestly, it's a thing where it's just like I don't care. Like I feel like every like sector of Sonic fan deserves to have a good piece of media that represents them, whether it be the Freedom Fighters or like the Fleetway stuff.
I agree.
Like all that stuff does matter. So they all should deserve that respect and care and love. And even though I might not be the biggest fan of like Fleetway or the Freedom Fighters or something like that, if you put like a good animation or a good game or something like that in front of me and they have them in it, I'll eat it up. I'm gonna have a good time. Like that's the
Well,
whole
in
point.
fact, if it's good, it might actually lead you to liking them.
Exactly. Well, that's the thing. And like, and I'm not saying that like Archie or Sad AM or something wasn't good. That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is that like in
Yeah.
terms of modern audiences and whatnot, there's still millions of fans who grew up with like those cartoons and stuff like that. Like I talked to someone whose first introduction to Sonic was Underground, and I was like, holy shit, I didn't expect that. But it like all that stuff does matter. So it'd be cool to see like other facets of the Sonic, I guess, like brand be represented the same way that Shadow's been represented with Dark Beginnings, or the classic fans were represented with Mania.
At the very
when something's
least,
good, it's damn good.
Put the Freedom Fighters and Manic and Sonia in Sonic Dash. At the very least.
I think that would be sick. I think that would be a great start too. Like,
or the Origins Museum. Just put some shit in there. Put a little bit for Sad AM in there, a little bit for Archie, a little bit for Sonic X.
I kind of would, and like this is such a pipe dream, for like Archie fans or something like that. But there was like a canceled Sad AM game made for the Genesis. I think it would have been kind of cool to see like a demo of that or something in Origins or something like that. But that's a pipe dream, and that code's probably lost to time. Like it's so far removed. But like
it would be amazing actually if in like the next Sonic Mega Collection kind of thing they have like a betas museum where you can play through like little beta tests of unmade Sonics, like Extreme.
Yeah, give me Extreme. Give me Project X32, which is the X32 like Sonic 3D game that they were working on. Give me the Freedom Fighters game,
Sonic Mars.
Sonic Mars. Yeah, like give me all that stuff. I think that's cool, and that stuff should be like preserved in some way. And then like that could also lead people to be like, oh, like what's this Freedom Fighter stuff about? What's this all about? What's the Sonic Underground shit about? And like,
one thing I do want to quickly just touch on, just because it's current, it's in the chat. ChipFanXO, I know you're joking around. He says, guys, I mean, this means Wade matters, Wonder Whipple matters now. I listen. I have said what I've said about that series. I dislike that series. I found it insulting and shitty and not funny at all. And I just think it fails on just about every single level. And it wasn't because I was inherently against the concept of Knuckles going on a bowling road trip, because if you've seen my reaction to the trailer for that show, I reacted positively, and I've mentioned if the Boom writers did this, they would have fucking aced it. What I will say is that Wade, Pistol Pete, Wonder Whipple, I don't like them, but they do matter. They are probably someone's first exposure to the Sonic world, and they might be a small part, doubtful, of what made someone get into the Sonic franchise. Doubtful. But they might, they matter. They do. I don't like them, but they matter. Like,
well, and also, too, like, we've gotten a lot of Wade Whipple representation representation lately in the Sonic franchise, and I feel like the other facets of Sonic media need to bring up to the forefront a little bit.
That's a point.
So,
yeah, we had more Wade
that's
recently than we've had. We've
had
had more Wade in the movies than Amy fucking Rose.
The Metal Sonic, I'm still on that, and I know like Nick's not here, and I know we've had debates about this, but God, I want Metal Sonic to be represented properly.
You'll get Metal Wade and like it.
No, I'm not gonna get Metal Wade Whipple. I don't want Metal Wade.
Imagine if that's the boss of the DLC. The fucking
that would be so
movie
funny.
Shadow DLC. You gotta fight Wade Whipple with his bowling ball and big gloves.
Oh my gosh. I am curious as to how extensive that movie DLC is for Shadow Generations. Is it just going to be the one level in the skin?
I
And if
predict
that's
a
it,
level
then
in the
it's
skin.
fine.
Anything else is a bonus.
Yeah.
But imagine a movie Sonic boss fight.
That would be kind of cool.
And I
Movie,
really
like-
hope we'll get a
like-
movie Sonic skin.
Or I think we will, like, considering they're bringing movie Shadow. I think a movie Sonic skin is almost like close to inevitable. It would be cool if there was like a Sonic Team versus Shadow boss fight, like how we kind of saw in the trailer. Like
Hell
if that
yeah.
was the boss fight of the DLC, that would be sick.
Hell
Like
yeah.
Shadow beating the shit out of these little furry critters and all this. The colorful bunch, I guess is what they could be called. Yeah, no.
They all matter,
I don't
Chip
wanna-
fan. They all matter. The buyer matters.
They
They all do. Doesn't mean I
Like
like
what-
them, but they do.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like, I'm not the biggest, like I said, I'm not the biggest Fleetway or Archie fan either, right? Like, I could really care less, but like that does matter to people. And whenever you do, like, kind of like realize that this stuff matters and that you're not the only one that should be catered to, then you'll be happier.
I
And I'm
really
not saying
hope that in the year 2054, as part of the 30th anniversary, is it I don't know. As part of one of the anniversaries, that IDW will release a Wade comic, okay? And that fans of the Knuckles series will jump for joy and they'll open up that Wade comic, and I tell you what, I will not buy it. I will never buy it. I won't care. But I want you guys to have this.
I'll also be.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say I will personally also be like 60 years old. So, like I'm pretty sure my demographic will not be catered to regardless. Like this is like what Shadow is doing for us adventure fans and stuff like that. Like this is our time.
Enjoy it while it
Anything past
lasts.
this-
Your life is peaking right now. Where Sonic is at is indicative of where you're at in life. Once it starts going down again, it's a sign that you are losing your relevancy and should probably die soon.
Yeah, that's true. And like it might happen, you know. I don't know. Fucking shit. I don't know. Fucking, I miss Nick. I wish.
Yeah,
Nick was a
where's
good
he
friend.
at? What's he doing?
Yeah, I think he's shitting. I think he's
He's shitting
I
at
think
Nick?
he's shitting. Yeah, shitting. God.
Well, I was just gonna say that to clarify, we're not saying like, oh yeah, combine everything together. Who cares about like Game Sonic, what people want for that? It's just about like Sega is a corporation. Just reprint the comics, or just make a toy.
Exactly.
Or just like Nick said, just say, hey, the Freedom Fighters exist. That's it. Like it's not a big deal.
And at the end of the day, while Sally may cease to exist, centuries from now, you'll be able to go to Comic Cons and meet Adam Pally and have him autograph your Knuckles big Blu-ray. Maybe not centuries. I'm getting my numbers mixed up again. But you will be able.
No, like
Adam Pally will not fade into non-existence. Sally Acorn has.
Well, it's all and to jump off of Ian's point. As
Did
well.
somebody say Sally?
Oh,
Oh my God, you're back.
Why did you?
We were-
Interesting, fascinating. I thought you did that deliberately.
So we
Okay, I can move back now. I'm no longer intimidated.
to kind of catch Nick up a little bit. I was talking about how like I feel like with how I feel as an adventure fan with Dark Beginnings and Shadow Generations, I feel like it's not too much to ask that every facet of Sonic fandom gets their fair share of respect and love and whatnot, even if it's not my preferred, era or whatever, like the Freedom Fighters and Fleetway and stuff like that and all that good jazz. Like it all does matter. Like, and I was saying how I met someone who like his introduction to Sonic was Sonic Underground, and I'm like, that's kind of crazy, but like that's his introduction. I can't take that away from him. So it's like you know, at least like I don't know, do it with love and care, you know. Like I'm not saying you have to cater to every single person or like put all of your eggs in different baskets or whatever, but like at least like give some of this stuff a chance, pretty
Well,
much. Because yeah.
While we're all here now, I guess we can move along to Dark Burgers episode 1. Shadow and Maria, which dropped later than I wish it had, because apparently America is the only time zone that matters.
Yeah.
Like, literally, for anywhere that wasn't America or Mexico, it released on the 26th.
No.
Something screwed up. There's no way something didn't screw up on the
Are you
the
sure,
back
though?
end.
Because that's what time the Final Horizon DLC dropped, and all the other updates. They all dropped at 1 a.m.
Well. What time was it over there in Japan?
It's later than that. It would have released on, I think, 9 a.m. of the 26th.
So weird. I have a feeling something screwed up.
I need to make a YouTube video called Why Other Countries Matter.
Look, I'll tell you this. When I release something like right before midnight, it's because I've fucked up. So
yeah, that's what I thought too, because it's like it wasn't till around like 6 o'clock my time, I think, when the animation dropped, and I was thinking it was gonna be like noon or something, like or something
me
like
too.
that.
I slept all day, and I was like, "There's no how." I was like, "Why is nobody on Twitter talking about it?"
But that was the thing. I got a comment because I did a video about the Dark Beginnings, and I did begin it with a little rant about kind of the release schedules of this, saying it's the 25th. A lot of the world is going to expect it to drop on the 25th. And I got a comment being like, well, that's just how time zones work, little bro. And it's like, A, quick way to lose my respect is calling me little bro. B, I mean, there's a more reasonable time. They don't have to have it in the evening, do they? And I'm not blaming America for this, don't worry. But like,
right.
It's just it's a silly time to release it.
I'm with Nick though. Like something had to have like screwed up in post, and they were just like triple checking everything to make sure that like
imagine if it was
maybe like all the
again,
credits
like
were
the first
good,
clip.
and, like, we'll just make sure that like I mean it probably could have been just simple as like I don't know, a typo in the credits or something, you know, or like something simple like that. But that does take like some time to like make sure you have all of your ducks in a row and make sure it's all good to go. They probably rewatched it a couple times before they posted it. So like it is out now though, and it is phenomenal. It's so good. It's what I've personally wanted from Sonic like media for like decades. Like this is it.
Yeah.
It's just like I don't know what else there could be said about it. I think like they showed a little bit too much in the teaser though, in the teaser animation, because since the animation itself was pretty short, I felt like they showed a little bit too much, you know, whenever they promoted it.
I disagree.
You think so?
Yeah, I think they threw me completely for a loop. Where I was under the assumption that like part 1 would take place in the past, and then we'd get like something in the present or some shit like that. But like during the fight with Emerald, and then suddenly there's a glass shattering. I was like, oh
yeah.
Oh yeah, I agree.
That's fair. Yeah, no, I completely. But like, it. I don't know if it's just because I was so excited and I just wanted more, but it did feel short, and that's probably just me. But like, man, the overall like pacing of it, as well as just like the cinematography of it, and the fact that it was all made in Blender as well.
That makes me happy as a Blender shill.
Yeah, no, same here. Like,
fucking love Blender.
The Blender is like it's a professional tool.
Blender is the greatest piece of software ever made, in my opinion, in that it's made by artists for artists to make making animations that are of Pixar standard doable for literally anyone for free. That is amazing to me. And the fact that the community have added so much to it in the form of plugins, so that even a guy like me, who's never animated shit in my life, could jump on and just start up making a little fan film. It makes me so happy, because it's all I've ever wanted is the resources to just tell these little stories that I've got in my head. And now I'm finally getting to do, thanks to this amazing tool.
Also, the voice acting, overall sound design of this, like top notch. Like holy shit, where was all this like 10 years ago? You know what I mean? Like that's what I'm thinking.
I
like,
remarked,
Jesus Christ.
the sound effect of like Maria, her hand just going over Shadow's snoot. You can hear the texture of his snoot, like, and it's
you can hear everything.
it's tangible.
so
The way
nice.
the light swings back and forth in Gerald's fucking death zone, like, and the sound it makes is awesome. But that I don't even know where to begin, so I want to let someone else speak for a bit while I copy paste these fucking bugs.
Yeah,
You're good.
the two things that stood out to me was I really liked because like at first I thought it was going a little rushed with the idea of like they're seeing the stars and then she's like, oh, I'm dying because I'm sick, and he's like, fuck, I can't heal shit, and so it felt like it was going too quick. But then once I realized what was going on, where the whole idea is that Shadow is almost like flipping between two types of states of being like constantly. So for example, when they're running to the thing, the breathing they're doing feels more like worried, and it's supposed to be like, oh, they're being chased, and then it's like, oh, actually we're running because we're excited to see the sky.
Yeah,
And
it's a
then
big
also,
gap.
if you're if you keep an eye out for like the nuances of the filmmaking in the adventure series and stuff like that, that shot absolutely mirrors the POV
Is the
shot,
Shadow.
yeah, where they're running in Sonic Adventure 2. And if you've played Adventure 2 and you remember that scene, you know it leads to her death. So it starts off with a feeling of unease before letting our guard down for just a little bit before Emerl arrives.
Yeah, but so then like the emotions kind of flickering back and forth and being
like
really
that.
fast felt like it tied together really well. So yeah, go ahead.
What was
Okay, so I've been over this in a previous episode. The way, like,
yeah, I listened to that definitely.
yeah, so the way the dialects work and stuff like that, a UK person or a British person has absolutely no reason to pronounce Emerl as Emerald. Ours are nowhere near as enunciated as Americans are, so ours is just Emerl. It's just utterly unnatural for me to say.
Is that potentially why he got the name he did in Sonic X?
It probably, yeah. They
That
call
would
him
be
ML,
that'd
don't
be
they?
fast. Yeah, that'd be fascinating.
Yeah, only
if that's what
Americans
happened.
will say Emerald. Like the French wouldn't say it; they'd say Emil.
They're not speaking English. Who gives a shit?
Yeah, but I'm just look. All I'm saying is, you Americans need to fucking realize that people that live thousands of miles away are gonna sound different. Okay.
We speak the same language. I don't think it's too much of a stretch
Yeah, we
to
speak
be
the
like,
same. Okay,
you know
okay.
that
What's
R
that fucking thing you walk on to not get hit by cars?
the sidewalk.
Yeah, we call that the pavement. Okay, so it's different.
Yeah, but you have the words
What?
side
No.
and walk.
Whenever you pave the roads.
Yeah, we
What?
have those words.
Hold on.
Look,
Look,
I'm
my
not.
point
Listen.
is,
I'm not here to argue
No,
about
no, no,
which
no, no,
one
no,
is and
no,
isn't
no.
correct.
You're
I'm saying you
arguing over
guys
terms.
will be okay.
You're arguing
Well-
over terms, and I'm arguing over the pronunciation of things.
Okay, look, the point is, I'm just saying
Say
things are
sidewalk.
different now. Things are different here.
Say sidewalk.
Sidewalk.
It's like walk.
Look at
Say
that, and I know what you're saying. I
Yeah,
know
but
what you're
notice
saying.
how there's not
I
a
know
lot of
what you're
L in
saying.
there. You guys are like sidewalk. Sidewalk. We're like sidewalk. You guys like emerald. We're like emerald.
No,
Okay.
it'd be like if I just said side, and I just cut out the middle of the fucking word.
But no,
That's
because,
what you're
but there's no okay. Emerald is not spelled Emeral. It's not. It's spelled Emerl. So that's emerald to us.
Emerald, yeah.
It's just where we're from. I'm
Fair,
not here to
that's
tell you
fair.
what's right and wrong. I'm here to tell you you're gonna be okay.
It doesn't matter who's wrong and who's right. You know, as Sonic says.
You're
you know,
going
his
to
song,
be
it doesn't
okay
matter.
if I
Yeah.
say it as Emma.
Okay, Ian Flynn. God damn it, we get it. You've
I'm-
heard the
yeah,
music.
I'm sorry.
Anyway, back to what
Anyway.
we were saying. This
They
short
got
is
hired.
really fucking good.
Yeah.
But even things down to like decisions in like the set design as well of like the arc, how they made a lot of the ground of that observation deck the same transparent sort of glassy kind of thing that the windows are, so that the northern lights could illuminate beneath the
Yeah.
actual shots, so that they could have this beautiful aurora borealis look to these shots. That's at this time of day, at this time of year, localized entirely within your kitchen.
Yes. But
May I see it?
someone I forgot who it was, but I
That's
think-
why Maria's that's why Maria's considered the big heart of all. She did let Shadow see the aurora borealis.
Wait, Stevie, type out how you pronounce Emil.
Oh wait, hold on. Oh, is Stevie backing me up to it?
Why do you back him up, Stevie? What benefit does it have for you?
Very loosely.
You join me instead. Make a great team.
But
oh man. Anyway,
I usually, with Sonic Media, considering I'm like in the trenches with this shit, I usually can find something. It's not good quality, but I can usually find something wrong with anything that I deem like, awesome and fantastic and stuff like
as
that.
a Sonic fan, I can hate something.
I can hate something. Yeah, exactly. It's in my blood, right? But with this, there isn't legitimately anything. I guess the only thing, and this is just more of a preference thing. Like, I'm perfectly fine with it being 3D animated. I feel like some of the models, though, and some angles look a little weird, but that is not neither here nor there. Like, I think the models that they used look fantastic. I feel like the way that everything's animated, the choreography, like the fight between like Emil and Shadow.
Okay, you don't
or
have
Emerald
to
and
do
Shadow.
this.
Okay, but let me get to this point. And Nick pointed this out too, like as well, and I also noticed it, is that Emerald was like learning Shadow's moves as he was fighting them, didn't spin dash until Shadow did it first. And I'm just like, what the fuck? This is so cool. This is awesome. I love this. This is exactly what I wanted. Oh my god.
I'm also a huge fan of the music cutting out. So then it's just the punching and kicking. I thought that was really good.
Yeah, like I noticed that too. Like it's just like this was they took the proper notes. Like the proper cliches and the proper cues are here where it's just like, oh, this fight's serious. Oh, this is fucking wild.
Like
it was really good.
there's no crazy talking in between it. There's no like insane music. I feel like a little bit of music would have been fine, but like that's just more of a preference thing. But I do think it's a lot more effective when it was like cut out from like the dramatic music, seeing Gerald like on the ground and like they just start throwing hands. I'm like, this is sick. Like I'm just smiling from ear to ear. It's crazy,
Yeah. It was really, really, really good.
I think
I'm really excited for the rest of it.
Also, I just that shot. Just the imagery and the lightning in the Black Doom Nightmare was awesome as it was. But
Oh
that
my
one
god!
shot where like Maria is shot through the heart and you're to blame. Give love a bad name. Like,
yes, we saw your fucking video. Jesus
I can't
Christ.
not say it, Nick. Like, yeah, it was just an awesome shot.
I also thought the final sequence or the final little scene where he's just kind of outside. I just thought that little area looked gorgeous, and I even love the idea of like it's such a subtle thing, but it just gives the idea of like tension. Is when he like shoots the tree, and then just off to the left, it like says like present or whatever, but it like fades in right as he like shoots it. So I don't know, it just kind of gives it this like I don't know, it gives it this feel of like, oh wow, like things are different. Like hold on, we're stopping for a sec. We've woken up. I don't know, it's just really cool.
Back the busted ass moon, but having the chunks of the moon orbiting it.
Orbiting, yeah, that was perfect.
It's
such a good
there's
idea.
your Sega Saturn. But also, I'm not even mad that that's decanonized Sonic X's thing, because Sonic X's story surrounding that was actually really fucking awesome. But fuck it.
What, the moon? What are we talking
yeah,
about?
what they did with the moon, where like Robotnik fixes the moon and
everything.
pilots it in front of the sun so he can sell sunlight to the masses. That was a great story.
That is,
Oh, okay, all right.
It's a good story.
Alright.
Like that's something Robotnik would do.
But regardless
What
of that,
Sonic evil, fucking dumb shit. It's fine. It's fine.
The humans
like
were so
Sonic.
stupid, and Sonic
I
his
don't like
explanation was genius. Like, but the thing is, it caught me off guard because I didn't even fucking think of that. Like, so I was like, hell yeah.
like I don't like again, like this is one of those things where sure I can nitpick some things about it, but like there's no like monkey's paw. There's no like fundamental issues with anything that the animation like brought to us. And the thing is that like I know it sounds like I'm like super surprised, but I'm like in terms of the animations, they've always been pretty consistent in terms of like the stuff that we've been getting for promotions for the games. Rather, like they've always been very good, and this is just no exception. But like it's just I don't know, it's everything that like I've always wanted personally, from like tone especially in terms of Shadow's story in particular, like tone and pacing and stuff like that. And it's all being done like beautifully. Kirk Thornton kills it.
Oh yeah,
in
he's
this,
good in this.
His best performance. It lit like no competition. This is his best performance.
He was
and
good
like
in Forces too. He didn't get much to do, but he did well in that game.
Yeah, he did. He did okay. But like, what is it? I like if, and I don't know. This may be controversial, but if he keeps this up, and he's able to like really thrive in this, he might be my favorite Shadow voice. Like he's doing the legwork. He's doing God's work.
You want controversial, brother? I'm gonna throw us out there. I think all of the voice cast should be replaced with the Prime voice cast.
I could no, that's not a hot take at all. I completely agree with that. Devin Mack as Sonic would be amazing. Like
I think they all. I mean, like
all
Tails
of them are great.
maybe.
I'll take both.
I want them all gone. I just want
Yeah.
They're all talented. They all sound old as fuck. Get some other people in there. That's my take. Anyway, I'm sorry for being the negative Nancy.
I mean, I think
no, you're fine.
There's something I wanted to touch on though, is that like I've often mentioned kind of, I mean, it's been a part of like a lot of previous episodes recently, is that kind of coming to terms with Shadow's never really going to be the character I want him to be, and the reason is because like we've told so many stories with Shadow, like Sonic Adventure 2, Shadow 05, 06, and in every one of them he's all like, oh, I'm a broody, grumpy hedgehog. I will now overcome my trauma in a dramatic way, and then immediately revert back to being a broody loner hedgehog and stuff. And I've always just thought, isn't it about time that one of these arcs actually amounts to something for him? But this short does something that at least allows me to palate that maybe Shadow is just always going to be a bit of a loner, and he's always going to be a bit broody. And that's that there's a line where he says, I don't know if there's a place for me on Earth because I was born aboard the Ark. And it's also that this short sold me on Shadow's trauma for the first time properly. So, like, I've always been able to kind of invest in, like, Maria's fucking dead as part of, like, Shadow's motivations for Adventure 2. It's always been kind of hilarious how it's like, this little low-poly hedgehog Scrimblow wants to destroy the world because his friend got fucking iced. And that's always been hilarious. This short, despite all the jokes we've made about this, despite how much we've laughed at people clapping at the Sonic Symphony at Maria fucking getting capped, no matter how much we've laughed at Cap that kid, I didn't fucking laugh when it was implied she got shot because it actually sold me on the trauma. So now that I'm actually sold on the trauma, I can more easily buy that Shadow is a broken guy and just always kind of will be in some regards.
Dude, I never thought in a million years that tears would well up at the sight of Maria getting shot, because I'm in the same boat. I think it's funny.
Okay, well, that's pussy shit. That's not what I was saying at all. I was just saying it's sad now.
Shut the fuck up. Let me cook for a second. All right, I love you.
I love
all
you
right,
too.
Mwah. But no, it was a thing. It's just, you're right though. Like, I'm in agreement with you where it sold me on the trauma. Like it like basically like another shot that was great was like the gun infiltration ships coming up on the Ark, where it's like a shit ton of them. It's like, oh shit, these guys got raided not by like 10 people, but like an entire army. Like they were trying to shut this shit down, like, and wipe it off the face of the planet. And you see a glimpse of Gerald like screaming at them as like it's happening or whatever. It's like, dude, like holy shit, like so much to unpack, and it's all so good. It's done so well.
I wonder if the movie will make it funny when she gets shot again.
I mean, I laughed.
I don't think so. I really don't. Like,
I mean, wait, Nick, did you say you laughed at this?
Oh yeah, I laughed, and then I went and played Skyrim and just punched kids in the face. It was hilarious.
I mean, look, I love nothing more than to hear about violence coming upon children, but like, man, I was just invested in how Shadow feels about it for the first time, you know?
Yeah,
like,
it was really brilliantly done. It was really good.
But like, also, yeah, just Shadow having that little bit where he's like, I'm not sure if there's a place for me on Earth. I think that kind of, you know what? Yeah, he was born in fucking space. Maybe he's just not going to make friends with people in a conventional sense. I would like the idea that can change. It would make him a bit more endearing to me, but I don't need to see that happen immediately. I don't need him to become Sonic's little brother in arms. Like, I mean, I didn't need it to ever go to that extent, but I don't like the whole, oh, they don't get along with each other. They cannot stand each other kind of shit.
I like them not getting along with each other. I really think Shadow needs to remain a rival for Sonic. I think there needs to be a mutual respect, but I like the idea that the problem I have is the direction they've taken Sonic is he's moved so far away from being a rascal that I don't like that part of him
For
because
me,
he has to be the hero, and I like the idea of him being a little silly guy, and Shadow's just like this you obnoxious piece of shit. I like that.
Yeah, I could agree with that because I got what I'm referring to here is the whiplash I felt after watching Sonic Prime, which I don't love that show, but I do really like the dynamic between Sonic and Shadow in that show. I think that's just right. That's just what I want to see. In that, yeah, Shadow would save the guy. He would be a little protective of the guy if it came down to it. But ultimately, like, Sonic is the one that feels the affections and stuff. Shadow's like, God, you're a lot for me. You are a bit much. You're an energy vampire. And that I'm fine with. I didn't like the whole thing of, like, the Tales 2 where Sonic's just like, oh God, Shadow's actually here? I thought we were going to say horrible things behind his back. Admittedly, we fight all the time. I fucking hate you, Shadow. And I was like, dude, Sonic, don't be a dick, all right? Like,
That's
I like it being a dick.
if it
I
don't
had
be
no
that
problem
much of a dick, be a prime dick, where you're like,
It sounds weird with Roger's voice.
I want to hear Sonic
Yeah,
be like, hey,
I'm
Shadow, is that a
not
banana
convinced.
in your pants, or are you just happy to see me? Not like, hey, Shadow, you fucking suck. I hope you die.
Well, no, you're asking for them to flirt. I want them to. I like the idea of them bringing this like childish rivalry out of each other, and I like
Yeah.
Shadow being a cat. I like that he doesn't get along with most people, but he has really close confidants in terms of. There we go, Stevie on top of it again. Rouge and Omega. I don't like the idea of them not being a proper tight team. I think they need to stay really close friends. I don't need Shadow getting along with anybody else. He should never get along with Knuckles, ever.
I mean, okay,
I like
if we have Rouge and Omega in there, that does mitigate it. I'd like them to be a tight-knit group. The thing is, in the past however many years, we've only really seen him interact with Sonic. Like, so it's just like, well, he's got to be friends with someone, right?
Well, yeah.
Like, he can't be that emotionally stunted, because there comes a point where it's like, dude, grow up. But, like...
Well, thankfully, like, if the trailer's anything to go by for Dark Beginnings, we're going to see Team Dark,
yes,
and
I'm
represented and
very
all that
excited for that.
I think the moon alone shows us like, hey, we're gonna reestablish these little things that you guys actually care about with the character. But in terms of like, I like the little hints of things Sonic Prime's bringing in there. I like the idea of a little love triangle between Sonic, Shadow, and Amy. I think it'd be adorable if Shadow has a bit of a crush on Amy and he was overprotective of Cream like he was with Maria. I think that'd be great. And he's got a son, Chow. Canon.
Yeah. I like what is it? Oh shit, I lost my train of thought. Give me a second. It's coming back. It's coming back right now. Help
My
me out.
thoughts are I don't care one way or the other. I have Archie Shadow, and he was pretty cool. I've never cared about Game Shadow ever, so this is good. This is good stuff.
Well, like,
I love Archie Shadow.
But like the thing is, Archie Shadow is kind of leaking in here because the guy who made Archie Shadow, is now writing him, and I think that's fucking awesome.
I still think it's amazing how, like, so many people cherry pick that moment from Metal Virus, and they're like, Ian Flynn can't write Shadow, and it's like, you'll tell them, okay, check out Archie comics. No, I won't. And it's like, okay, then don't fucking speak.
I mean, to be fair, Archie Shadow, at least in Preboot, is nothing like Game Shadow, even really like post SA2.
No,
but
not at all.
he's his own character, which is why I really like him. It's
but
like
I won't
when I
Archie. No, Ian Flynn
when I
is
say I
bad,
love
I
Archie
won't
Shadow,
Archie.
it's never from the perspective of like, oh, I think he's like the proper version of how you should write him. Like he is a completely different character. But I just it comes from a place for me of not caring about Game Shadow, period. So now I have a guy named Shadow who looks like Shadow. I like that one better. That's it.
Thing is, my stance is just, if you're gonna keep having stories where he overcomes his inner demons, like, don't keep having him bogged down by his inner demons. Let him actually overcome them. I kind of feel like the events that happen should impact his personality a bit more. And they kind of were on track with that in 06. And it's just...
Yeah, I like him in 06.
And I as long as they are willing to go kind of to that extent, I'm a happy chappy. It might not be exactly what I want. I would like to just have a moment where, like, Sonic and Shadow can properly acknowledge their mutual respect for each other, even if they're not best buds. But, like... We do have that in Prime, at least.
I would say 06 has that.
It is all... Oh, I'm so sorry. Nick, you go first now.
No, just I think that's the point of what Shadow Generations is going to be.
Yeah, that's what I was
Mephiles always represented the future Shadow, what he could have been. Like it's his form. When I was a kid, before SA2 came out, I was like, I expected Shadow to just be evil Sonic, and then like if he got a super form, Mephiles would have been that. That's what I expected. Like there's positive energy in Emeralds and there's negative energy. And I was under the assumption that the Dark Evil Hedgehog would take the negative energy and be a proper force to fight Supersonic. That's what I expected it to be. And that's what I think Mephiles still kind of represents. What Shadow could be if he was purely evil and go down that dark path.
Yeah.
And hopefully, I mean, Black Doom's like the bigger bad guy of the whole thing, obviously, because, you know, he did create Shadow, but I think Mephiles still represents that to a degree. So I think
Hopefully they'll interact.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, like, I was gonna say, it is all about like execution and all that stuff.
Execution is absolutely everything.
Like,
yeah.
well,
Yes.
like Nick made a good point where it's just like, yeah, I like Sonic being, you know, a little bit dickish, a little bit of like a sassy, you know, kind of pants, but like Roger isn't the best at conveying that, or at least he hasn't been given the proper material to be conveyed that.
I think it's. I guess the only thing that I'll say, it can be summed up like this: Sonic and Shadow are yin and yang. That is been telegraphed since Adventure 2. Just don't forget that yin and yang are totally 69ing each other.
I am gonna forget that, actually.
No, but
I'm
they
gonna
are.
forget that.
So
right
they
now.
should kind of 69 each other a little bit, just a little.
No, I'm actually no. I think I'm gonna forget that right now. What were you saying?
You Pooh. You do.
Here's what I need from Shadow, and like this is kind of because they brought up like the overshadowing Knuckles as a rival. I'm okay with Knuckles being just a brother to Sonic at this point, but I would rather that all of these characters had their own story that didn't just need to revolve around the relationship of Sonic. I think Shadow has had that for him where Knuckles hasn't. They just need to expand for both of those characters in their own way. But in terms of, you know, like I like a brotherly rivalry with Knuckles is cool for me, but then just like a fuck me, I can't stand my twin brother kind of a thing with Shadow is always great. I like the ideals that they both stand for. I think it's hilarious because I think it's all been but confirmed at this point that Shadow and Sonic are both on the time stream, so he's not interacting with past Shadow. Because like in the time stream, right, in Generations, he's like, I don't know what we're doing here. I don't care if I'm going to fight you. I think that's hysterical. I think that's fucking hilarious.
I love
that.
That is pretty funny.
I
think just all execution. So
yeah, if they're not gonna do that with Sonic, I would just like to see Shadow have more interactions with characters. Amy's up there because Amy is the one that kind of reformed him at the end of the day. The idea that he has like a profound respect for her, and because the truth is, Amy's probably more of an opposite to Shadow than Sonic is. It's just Sonic is way more obnoxious about it. Like, that's why I still think Amy should have been in movie 3. Is I kind of feel like Amy is kind of like the love for life, the zest for life and stuff, while Shadow is like, God, I fucking want to kill everyone and die at the same time.
I disagree. I think Amy represents what Maria was, and I mean I said it 1,000 years ago in my Shadow video. I think there's nobody that loves deeper than Shadow, and I think that he sees that in Amy and respects that in Amy,
and that's why he buys her the hot honey tickets before he fills her with his own.
Whoa, okay. I'm gonna also forget that as well. I'm gonna. What'd you say?
Do you get canceled for that?
I don't have to be the straight man today. I've got you, Nick, so I can just fucking let loose.
I thought you weren't gay.
Listen,
I'm not gay.
It's not gay when it's in a 3-way, okay?
I'm sorry. Hang on here. I'm sorry. Like, you guys have been on here. Is he like the normal, like, sensible one most of the time?
No,
not even close.
Okay, listen.
Yeah,
Trey, you can still draw a line in the sand between fucking Gen 1 era Pup and Gen 2 era Pup, right? I'm a little more mellowed out usually.
Here's the thing.
Brother, it was
like,
less than a year ago. What are you talking about?
So much development, Nick. I've had such an arc. It's amazing. Everyone loves this anime.
Dylan is the heart of the podcast. He's the straight man.
I mean,
yeah, Dylan's the straight man.
Yeah, okay, Dylan. Yeah, but can he be the straight man?
I don't know.
When he had the tuna, pepperoni, and onion sub with the honey mustard.
I mean, yeah, that's pretty bad.
He is the whitest boy.
He is the white. He's the whitest straight man in Sunset City.
He's the whitest boy.
Yeah.
Frank is also. I would say that.
Stevie, is Gen 2 in the room with us right now?
one of them.
I think Abby Frank is also up there though as being like the straight man of the
I
podcast.
dude, I love Frank. Frank is so placid. He's like a placid Nick in that he likes Knuckles, and
and
that's the only difference.
So Pop,
And
it
that's what
sounds like you
counts.
surrounded yourself with a bunch of yes men. That's what I'm
I did
hearing
not
here.
surround myself
No,
with yes men.
I say no.
The amount of times Dylan, and it's one of my favorite things whenever this happens, but when Dylan tells me he's gonna kick my ass, it's always very funny to me.
It's really funny.
So you took Frank, you took Trey, and you took Dylan, like some of the most notoriously like nice people in this community. And I think I've heard all three of them tell you to shut the fuck up at one point or the other.
I mean, look, I can surround myself. The cast may change, but the pup's still the same. You know, like.
Oh. So what is it, Gen 2 or not?
It is Gen 2. They're different people with their own personalities. It's just that I'm the same, so they're naturally going to tell me to shut the fuck up. In this universe, there are some absolutes. Everything freezes, everything dies. Pup should shut the fuck up.
Shut up, Tom.
Hey, don't be mean to him. He's a nice dude. I was
he just
wrong
said
about
there's
him.
no straight men on this podcast. It's 2024.
Oh, God, no, yeah, fuck you, Tom. Get out of
It's
here.
2024,
Yeah.
you homophobe. Get out of here.
Yeah, and
I
I'm
am
not gay.
really-
Get out
I
of
am-
here.
Everyone
I am
cancel
so-
Tom Topics. He hates
I am
dicks.
Yeah, I'm so straight.
Yeah, I love dick.
Yeah, the sporting
Wait.
goods store.
What are we doing here?
I
Are we gay
don't
or
know
are
what
we
the
not?
bit is. I'm just
Are we
trying to
gay
keep
or
up.
are we not? Are we
I-
making
We have
out?
to be a little gay to prove Tom wrong for being a homophobe.
There's nothing gay about liking your friend's dicks, all right? Like,
I
it's
gotta
just-
tell you guys, none of you can. I'm sorry.
None of you can what? What?
No, I'm
What
just
are you
like
gonna
I'm not. You're just not. You're not in my league. I'm not.
What
gonna
he
taste your
means is that
coffee
Channel
milk.
Pup did such an excellent job picking new hosts.
Yeah, you guys are great. You guys are great.
Well,
Ian,
thanks. So thanks to Pup.
Ian, how you doing over there?
Good. I'm just visiting, eating popcorn.
Ian's the Ian is the Green Ranger of the show. Like,
I'll just hang out, you know.
That's valid.
that's not what the Green Ranger does. Fuck it. Okay, fine. You know what? Fuck it. Okay, we're getting all introspective now. Let's move on to those burger chats, shall we?
Absolutely.
Hell yeah.
Sounds like a plan.
Chip fan, stop hating on Tom. That's for us to do. Who are you, Ian? Like, come on.
What the fuck?
Leave him alone.
Where did it start? Where does it begin?
It begins where it says today's super chat.
Today's
There we
burger
go.
chat.
Oh,
There
sorry,
we
It says
go.
like
my
September,
bad.
September 27.
So specific.
All right, I'm there.
Let's do this in table order then. So Nick, you'll be the first to read. Is that okay?
That works for me.
Okay.
Crimson Rose with $5. Holy shit, Nick's back, and it's not a joke. Yeah, I'm very serious, all the time.
You're a fucking
Yeah.
joke, Nick.
No,
Oh.
it's not a joke at all. What the
Someone's
fuck?
gotta
Why
be
would you
funny
say
here.
that? Why would you say that?
Dylan would love this because every time he gets a Mr. Krabs chat, he does it in Mr. Krabs' voice. But
I'll do it.
Oh
If you can
fuck
do
it!
Mr.
All right,
Krabs.
okay. Fuck the table order. Go ahead, Ian.
All right. Mr. Krabs for $1.99 US. Old man Nick and Nick you pick. Wow! Aye.
That was good. That was quite good.
That was pretty good.
That was a good approximation of Mr. Krabs.
Oh
There you
my-
go.
Approximation is so funny.
So backhanded
Yeah,
compliment.
Yeah, you were in the ballpark. You know,
It's,
you're in
it's
the
like
ballpark
my
of it.
Bob, though,
Right.
isn't it? It's bad, but you know who it's meant to be.
Hey, Ian, you did a voice.
All right, fuck it.
That was like a
Trey.
6 out of 10. Nice job.
Trey, you got Borker.
All right. KB with $1.99 US dues. The Scooby Doo series needs to recover from Velma.
Tell you what, yeah,
I
let
mean,
it have
yeah.
like one more movie just so the Velma doesn't have to be the final thing before they put the
Yeah.
dog down.
Yeah.
You like
That was
the Scooby Doo,
about-
don't you?
That was a bit too try hard. It was a bit embarrassing.
Wait, what is
Anyway. Velma? Yeah, that was garbage. It's bad.
it? Yeah, it was.
Okay, Ian, you get this next one, Borker.
Top, you've missed yours.
I know.
You
I
haven't-
just I don't want to get lost in the mix, you know. So like this.
Okay, yeah, sorry about that. David Crespo for $2 US. By the way, I love Sally too, Nick. Will that be a problem?
I mean, I've been supporting Sonic, Sally, and Amy being a whole thing, so just don't look me in the eyes when I finish.
There you go.
Okay.
You're gonna need a big bed. Borker. Nick, that's you.
Dragon Fruit with $10. Epic Mickey Rebrushed was awesome. Transformers 1 was awesome. Dark Beginnings Part 1 was awesome. It's been a good September for me. Hope you all doing good as well. Yeah, I do want to try. I mean, I thought Epic Mickey was fine, but I do want to try Rebrush quite a bit and the new Zelda. And I haven't seen Transformers 1 yet, but I got a handful of those Shadow posters. So
did you manage to get me one in the end?
Yeah, I did.
Lovely.
I showed up an hour late and like nobody'd shown up for the movie, and I was like, "Can I take one?" Like, just have some. It's fine. Like, okay. I just grabbed them.
I still haven't gotten one, so I need to get one before they're gone. I will.
All right, so Crimson Rose sends. Sorry, hang on, Borger. Crimson Rose sends $5. Frick the Robbie crossover. That entire franchise is in such a mess, it's crazy. Us Robbie fans are really hurting right now. At least Sonic is good now.
Robbie.
Thank you for the $5, Crimson Rose. I haven't seen Robbie.
Do you think you're special when you do that?
But it's spelled Robbie.
No. It's oh my god.
Where's the U? How am I supposed to extrapolate these things when I haven't heard these words said out loud, and if I have, I haven't clocked it? Emerl was never said out loud. The one time it was said out loud, it was pronounced Emerl. In Sonic X.
I thought he was doing it on purpose.
Yay for me, Will. I'm right. Anyways,
Okay.
Trey, Borger.
All right. Twilord with 5 European dollary dues.
No. Trey, dollary dues is Australian. For the last fucking time, those are euros.
This happens every week, Nick.
Because he refuses to...
Let me...
Do you think I like hitting you, Trey? Do you think I like hitting you?
So these are okay jokes to make. This is fine. This is why Sega never acknowledged this show.
Yeah. So, you know what? Probably for the best. So Twilord with €5.
Thank you.
Dollar dues. We need a CGI animation of classic Sonic and Black Doom fist pumping. Sure. I think that'd be cute. I don't know why.
The good ending where Black Doom actually turns out to be nice.
I want to ask something because I looked this up and I wanted to make a joke about it on a video, but I couldn't find it. Wasn't there a point during a Q&A panel where somebody asked what would happen if Sonic met the Joker?
Yeah, that was a thing, and they're finally going to get their answer, maybe.
Which is fucking hilarious.
And they didn't answer that question at the time either. Azuka just shook his head like he hasn't done
because it sounded insane, and now.
So
I need to.
And now
find
we're
that.
there.
So that guy is literally the Joker. He's proved that we're the crazy one.
Somebody in the chat, find that for me. For the love of God, find that for me. Anyway.
All right, a Borger. Ian, you're up.
KB for $9.99 US. What do you suppose the Frontiers boss will be in Shadow Generations?
Gotta
That's
be
a good
Knight.
question.
Gotta be Knight. Like,
that'd be cool.
Yeah.
But
that'd be wild if Shadow gets to go up against the Titan.
Shadow has to outraw. He has to outraw dog that Titan from what Sonic did. Because, like, Sonic straight up stole his fucking sword and slammed it into him and cut him in half. Shadow's got to do something more raw than that. Maybe do it out of his super form, but also, I don't know, do something more raw than cutting him in half. Maybe have a gun and a sword and, like, shoot him while he kills him. Just add insult to injury.
Well, like, that wouldn't that fuck up the continuity then if this takes place before...
See, this is you. We can't have
all
classic
getting
Shadow. It would
deleted
it would destroy continuity. We can't have Shadow fucking shoot Knight. It would ruin continuity. You hear yourself?
Well,
Like a
I mean,
Cyber Shadow would be
okay.
sick.
Well, like Pup.
Yeah.
Well, like what like we're also talking about the same team that's trying to bring continuity together. So yeah, Nick has a point.
No continuity, please. Thank you. I don't know if it means we get cool shit. Maybe he doesn't cut it in half. Maybe it regenerates.
Well, I mean, the answer is just that it's Sonic Generation, so it'll get deleted at the end.
Maybe he's back. Takes place after Frontiers, and he's just back now.
Yeah, I mean, like, we still have no explanation. Because, like, classic Sonic has met all of his future friends then. I bet they figured that out.
See, now, wouldn't it be great if it was like another dimension or something?
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of how they try to clear it up. Which
They
makes
had
sense,
the right
but...
idea with forces, and I hate like the fact that I clowned on that. With that one part, not the whole game.
We're not there anymore. Archie had a good explanation for it. But
I refuse
anyway.
to read Archie. Ian Flynn is a bad writer based on everything I've read.
He knew he had.
He
knew he had an
I'm a
adventure,
pretty
but it was
good
fading.
writer,
Thanks, Mr. Waffles. Thanks for everything you do.
Wait, who's next? Is it?
I don't know.
Well,
it's Ian, so it's my turn.
Yeah.
I did KB.
Oh, okay, so it's you.
Yeah. So it's my turn. Twilord with 5 whatever croissant things those are.
Euros.
The spin effect on movie Shadow looks so much better than the traditional spin effect. It looks fun. It's nice.
It does look really cool.
I like that they went out of their way to actually make it.
I've never minded the little ball of light that he becomes when he jumps. As long as there's more kind of animation going into it. As long as we have a nice transitionary animation, I don't mind if they just want to go with a smooth little ball. I actually really like the Lost World jump effect because it is literally just a blue ball.
I still like Adventures. I still like Adventures quite a bit.
I don't know why they didn't sell the Adventure Jump Ball as like a beach ball. Like, it's just a ball with the bit of Sonic printed on it.
It's just a spin ball as a ball.
Yeah, you just throw it at someone. It's just like, hey, you just got homing attack.
You just go get a bunch of blue balls and just be like, that's Sonic. There you go.
They have such an easy ad here where it just shows a kid throwing a blue ball at another kid's face. And just like, that's how it feels to get homing attacked.
It's true.
Sonic is real. He's your best friend. He's my best friend. Aside from Klonoa. Okay, Borger.
Yeah.
Twilord sends €5. Shadow Mania? No! No! Shadow Fever? Yes! I'm not saying the last one, though. I refuse to say that.
Yeah!
I'm not some liberal that can be paid into saying that.
Whoa.
So obviously that's coming from when I said Shadow Mania. I'm assuming Fever is a fucking fan game I've not heard of.
No, I think...
He sneezes.
Wait, were they trying to make a... There's a joke in here.
I think all they're saying is Mania sounds stupid, Shadow Fever sounds cool.
What are you eating, Ian?
Popcorn.
No. Did you bring enough for the rest of us?
Is it?
No.
And put it down.
Isn't Mania like a sickness?
Yeah, like going crazy.
Stupid? Yeah, exactly.
Like
that might be the joke.
If you wanted it more appropriate, you just got to call it Shadow AIDS.
Shadow AIDS.
Okay, why is that okay? But fuck it.
Shadow is,
Space AIDS. It's the joke. Come on, guys.
Come on. Yeah, no, I got you, Nick.
There we go. That was funny.
Yeah.
Now, Keith.
It was. No. I'm taken. Did you not know that?
Yeah, you love saying it too. God.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Oh, look
All
at
right,
me.
so who's
I'm
next?
Trey. I have a girlfriend.
It's your turn, Trey. It's your turn.
It is my turn? Okay, so KB with $1.99 US dues.
I'm so sick of this. It's not... I'm fine with you coming up with fun names for different currencies, but Dollary Dues is Australian.
I'm glad to see that Pub is also derailing the super chats every fucking chance he gets.
If you're going to derail anything, the super chats is it.
All right.
So, KB says, thank you, by the way, for the support. What do you think about the Maria and Gerald renders? They look fantastic.
They do
look fantastic. In terms of art style.
They look like modern renders.
Yep. Well, in terms of, like, I guess how humans should look, I think that, like, how Maria and Gerald look is my preferred way of how humans should look.
I think, truth be told, this render problem really is only in, like, the magazines and stuff. The game renders are generally, for the most part, okay. But, like, the ones that you get, like, the annuals where they haven't even lit them at all, like, and they're just... Tails looks like a fucking glow stick in most of them.
I wanted them to be courageous and just make that alien-eyed freak of nature version of Maria and just modernize and canonize it. That would have been hilarious.
I would kill for just Sonic games to look like the Dark Beginnings short and to have renders that look like that. You could even have illustrations.
They just look like generic people. I don't know. I'm not going to get.
No, I'm just saying across like the general renders thing.
Yeah, I know. I get you. Just
I'm proud that they've
Like,
lit them. Like that there's got a little lighting on them. I'm proud of them. They did it.
For me, I think it's a thing where I'm comparing them to like the Unleashed humans, and I think Maria and Gerald look better than the Unleashed humans.
I think so
That's
too.
my
They're
takeaway.
just like they just look like generic. Like if they were all taken out of Sonic, they're there. I mean, outside of the Robotnik design, I guess, but like
Yeah.
that looks like a anime girl.
That's a child. Yeah, that is
There
a
is.
child. Yep.
But you go back and you go to that space freak fuck face from Sonic Adventure 2. Now you got something special. There's the real monster up in that space station right there. Kill it. He just got confused. They were trying to kill the bio lizard. Like, there it is in the blue trap. Shoot it.
Anyway, give me a second. I'm just logging some more super chats.
Okay. Thank you, everyone, for the super chats. It means a lot.
Guys,
yeah, there's a lot
stop
today.
Sending us so much money. It's so difficult for me to log these.
Oh my god.
Ian, I think it's your turn.
Yeah.
Wait.
Well, I was gonna
We
say.
gotta wait.
Hey, wait. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Burger.
There we go. All right. $5 from Crimson, US dollars from Crimson Rose. Could we have a classic Nick and classic Pup for this episode?
So mute because we weren't.
I guess I can mute my mic for a bit.
Wait.
Beacon sound effects.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? There. There we go.
Okay.
Perfect.
Nick Burger.
All right, let's see where we're at here. Twilord with 2 more croutons. Maria approves Team Dark. Shadow has besties now.
See, that's okay because he didn't give it the Australian one trait like that. But yeah, how cool would it be to like see Shadow with pals? You know, like see how far he's come.
As cool as you not being racist towards Australians.
That's the thing. I'm trying to say he shouldn't culturally appropriate against Australians by taking away their currency.
Oh, are you gonna be their white knight? You their champion?
Someone has to, and as you know, they have a Union Jack in their flag, so I gotta have their back.
Yeah. Channel Pub's like, yeah, someone has.
I think you British have done enough to the Australians. Thank you very much.
Listen, we created you. You don't get to sass us like this, okay?
Look, I'm just reinforcing their validity by saying that dollary dues is the preferred way to say currency. That's
no,
it.
because that's like taking away something that's theirs. You know? It's for them, not for you. You'd have dollar dues.
It's the native people. That's what they call. I almost said agriculture because I forgot the actual A word. Aboriginal. There it is.
Ah.
Yeah, we're getting into all kinds of weeds with this, so I'm just gonna go ahead and read this next one. Or is it mine? Is it mine to read? I think it is. Is it? Doesn't matter. Crimson Rose sends $5 US. Freedom dollars. No. Sorry, I had to swallow for a second.
No.
Yeah.
That's all she wrote.
Fucking Uncle Sam's dick.
Crimson Rose says, no. We got to wait for the Sonic X Shadow Generations Plus edition to play as Shadow, but only after getting the digital deluxe edition to zoom in. Oh,
Fair.
God. Oh, golly.
Yep. I still have PTSD from Origins where they're like, here, you can move the camera around in the overworld.
And then I felt extra stupid when Plus released, and it was like, oh, you're not going to get a discount for this. I'm like, wow. I guess I'll just go fuck myself. There's 2 dudes fighting outside my window. Can you hear it?
I guess I'll just... No, I can't. It's me in Australia. I'm sorry.
Okay, well, anyways. Burger.
All right, who's next?
This is you.
It is me. Oh. Twilord sends €5 freedom dollars. I have 2 fears with Mephiles. One is that he overshadows my beloved Daddy Doom. The other is that he doesn't have his iconic voice, so flops hard.
I think he's just a boss fight.
I reckon. I mean, we did discuss this actually on the reaction. Well, me and Dylan anyway, not you guys. But I suppose it is a bit more likely that they'll be able to get Dan Green back instead of Sean Schmel. But like, I think because they haven't really brought back anyone from the 4Kids era that isn't Mike Pollock, I don't see them doing that.
It'd be cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be nice to have the Pharaoh back, but it might not be him.
Also, I just want to take a moment to congratulate Mike Pollock on having a voice in a trailer and not immediately talking about his dick on Twitter. So good job there, buddy.
Nice job. Hooray.
Go you.
Hold on. What?
Were you not there for that?
No, I just know the Israel stuff.
Well, no, so basically, he kept correcting everyone, saying how, no, I'm not a Zionist, I'm just circumcised. And he was saying this to, like, everyone, basically.
So he fit right in on Sunset City.
Well, yeah. We can talk more about that at a later date, though.
During a different live stream, right.
So, Sunset City doesn't make the stipulation of, at least you have to be 13 to listen to it. That was in his fucking Twitter space.
Hang on. We're getting in trouble here. All right, hang on.
No. Okay, so right. I guess I have to explain it fully. Is someone called him out saying you don't know how old the people you're telling are circumcised are, and goes, well, in my defense, you have to be 13 to use Twitter. And I was just like, oh well, that's all right then. Okay, that fixes everything.
I mean, like, it has to be said, like, yeah, like, probably don't speak with the idea that you're speaking to children. Like, you have to have your own voice and be an adult, but also, like,
check the bios and maybe
also
don't...
like maybe be a public figure a bit. Maybe sort your shit out a little bit more,
and don't make the stipulation that the minimum age for Twitter is 13, because that means beans. Because 13 still isn't the age of consent.
Maybe, yeah.
And also, that doesn't matter. Like, 13's still 13.
Whoa.
It doesn't matter.
Whoa.
Let's move on.
Yeah.
Let's move on before we're all canceled.
Well, no. Never mind.
These dudes outside are really distracting me. They're arguing about money, I think.
Or before, other Sonic tubers claim that we're predators.
Oh, yeah.
God, fuck that guy, am I right? But, okay. Oh, fuck, who's up?
I think it's me.
Okay, go on, Ian.
Twilord, €2. Nermies live on Earth. That's it. Thank you.
Nermies?
You're going to mail me some of that popcorn, Ian. In the soggiest envelope you can find.
I'll find it.
Yes, you will. Barker. Nick, you're up.
Maui? Mauhai? 23 with $5. Why not just have Halaska? Is it Halaska?
Yeah, Halaska or Haloska. It's never said out loud. It doesn't matter.
Okay. Have Mobian penguins and humans in igloos together. Why can't they just diversify unless we afraid of Goofy and Pluto issue? I mean, we might just have a problem with people living in igloos to begin with.
Whoa, what the fuck? What do you have against Inuits?
It's kind of just like a cartoonish stereotype, isn't it? Like those brick by brick igloos.
Where do you think the stereotype originated?
Shut up, British man. Like, you have no justification on anything about any of this.
Listen, I didn't mean to invade everybody, okay? I'm sorry.
Are you telling me that your package came in the mail?
And it's circumcised?
Right, one of these days, man, I'm gonna
mail you. You can't do that to mail.
I'm gonna mail you some Tupperware, and it's gonna be covered in blood, and in there is just gonna be my foreskin and some sewing supplies, and it will be yours.
Came in the mail. Do you get it?
Oh, good. Oh no, I don't get it anymore. Barker. It's me, KB. Good morning, KB. Sends $9.99 freedom dollars.
Did he just call himself KB and then greet himself?
No, I said good morning to KB because KB
KB. Good morning, KB.
KB in our Discord server wishes everyone a good morning and a good night without fail. So I feel composed to
Hang on. KB, are you the? Is it you that does it every day?
Well, the good morning and good night.
Oh my God, KB! Yes, it is.
That's why I wish KB a good morning.
I was just like. I remember like last week because like I was just watching it. I was just sitting there and just watching like KB show up, go, good morning. Nobody responds, and good night. I was like, am I part of some sort of social experiment? What is this?
No, KB's just nice. KB is literally just nice. Like
I know. Yeah, no, KB explained, like, I just like saying good morning, good night. I was like, that is so sweet.
Yeah, we like
That
KB
is
around these parts.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so Pup keeps bringing up Sonic and the Big Cheese, but there's an actual fan audio drama called Sonic and the Death Cheese. What, did Sonic
that's
not clean under the hood?
I was gonna say.
That's the funniest joke Pup's ever made. Thank you.
Smegma the Edgehog.
The Smeghog. Okay.
All right.
On both
Borker.
surface. Thanks, kid.
Who's next?
Borker.
Is it me?
It's
Ian. I think it's Ian.
It's Trey.
Yes, Trey.
Okay.
Oh, I'm not paying attention.
Pup-wide. What the? Okay, hold on.
Popweed.
Pupweed. Pupweed? Okay, Pupweed
Awesome.
with 10 US freedom dollar dues. I
come
hope
on, you-
Shadow gets to tell.
You say I derail it, but all you have to do is not do that, and then I won't. Like
All you have to do is just follow him unquestioningly. Fight the good fight. you
I've
freedom
explained it until I'm blue in the face. It's a form of cultural appropriation.
Then stop saying freedom dollars, you fuck.
I can say freedom dollars because that's what your currency's called, according to Frank.
You're not allowed to say it. That's our word.
Trey, ignore him, please. Not every episode can be nearly 3 hours long, so let's just go. Let's just go.
we broke Trey.
I'm fucking broken. Hold on. Okay. I don't know why I'm crying so much.
Don't cry, Trey. Don't cry. You have a girlfriend now. Come on, Trey. Come on, pull yourself together, Trey.
I know. I should do it for her.
Pull yourself together,
Do
man.
it for her. Do
I
it
should
for
do it
her.
for her, dude. Also, she did
Maggie
give
Simpson.
me Sonic X Shadow Generations, and that was very sweet of her. She's
very
awesome.
sweet of her.
But
What a nice
Pup
accessory
weed.
you have there.
Someone gift me the limited run edition for 200 something.
yeah, the Jesus Christ, right? Like
The
they won't-
Jesus
you won't
Christ
get it till
edition.
2 years.
Just don't
Yeah.
put it in the super chats because Pup's not gonna give me the money. I'm just being nice to him.
Pup weed with 10 US I hope Shadow gets to tell Maria about his adventures on Earth, like all the people he's met and all the crazy things he's seen. Also, potentially seeing Shadow getting excited to tell stories to Maria. Oh,
That would be so sweet. And then he just tells her all about the traumatic experiences he's continued to have on Earth.
It's like you're gonna die. It's like,
So I
from
tried
my
to blow the
illness?
place
No.
up, and it was all because you fucking died, Maria.
Dude, I don't know why I got the giggles so fucking hard. I'm sorry for that. That was
It's okay.
That
You
was
don't have to
insane.
apologize for that. You only have to apologize for the horrible, insensitive cultural appropriation of Australian culture. Ian, you're
all right.
Hello. Let's see.
Capital of
Twilord.
Australia.
Twilord, €5. Step 1, get hired by Sega. Step 2, make the commander's wife a nermy chipmunk. 3, make her a world leader. 4, name her Sally. 5, stare at Nick.
What the fuck is a nermy?
I don't know.
I think it's
I
a
don't know
term
what
they're
Nermy
using
is
for
either.
Mobians.
Like nermy, like a normal chipmunk?
Or like
Commander
Earth.
Berry's a normal chipmunk?
Wait, do you remember when ahead of the Knuckles
What?
series, there was that one woman that was an extra in it that posted a picture of like a bowling jersey that said Sally on it?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Boy, that
And I don't think I'm that far off base saying that mystery woman we saw in the Tails Tube kind of has some Sally vibes.
Yeah. I can agree with that.
you reckon Sonic's gonna bang?
No.
I mean, like they have over the years tried to have hedgehog human sex.
I
many
don't see
times.
why they shouldn't. Like, we're all like, oh, Elise so gross. The next, we're like, God, I want to fuck Rouge that.
That's
That's-
you.
That's
you.
just you.
That's all of us.
just
No,
you.
I'm sorry.
That's
If
just
you are a
you.
red-blooded straight male, you want to fuck Rouge.
It's a
or you're in
Bubblecast
denial.
meme for Mobians, Nermies. That's such a terrible fucking name.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ian
Too bad
Flynn should be
Bubblecast.
ashamed. I take it back
Yeah.
every nice thing I ever
Honestly,
said about
yeah.
him.
Ian Flynn.
Yep,
Ian Flynn bad.
Yep.
He's not cooking anymore. Yeah. No. I'm kidding.
All right.
No, this
okay.
is very much. It's the Mean Girls memes. Like it's Nermie's not a thing. Stop trying to make it a thing.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
you
we
all
are
gotta
not
do
even.
better. First was this meta era bullshit. Now Nermies do better.
We are not even halfway through this, so we need to try and speed up a little.
I also do.
All right.
I have.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, you boys just behave, damn it.
happening?
All right, I think it's you, Nick. You're up.
It sure is. C-Man. What's that C stand for?
We've been over this.
With 7.99 A's, what's the A stand for?
It's Dollary Doos! He's Australian!
Money!
He's Australian. He's the one that coined Dollary Doos.
C-Man. Yeah, C-Man. Tell us it's okay for Trey Nobles to call everything Dollary Doos.
Don't do that. Don't let him pressure you with his age.
Don't let the British Empire pressure you.
I am as British as a crumpet, and don't know where I'm going with this.
Well, according to another Brit in the chat, you're a fucking liar who doesn't know how to pronounce words.
Or maybe she's just a traitor. Who knows? Also, when you said Suriz, I thought you said Suris, and it got me thinking.
That's got that Riz. That's what
true.
Riz.
Suris got that Suriz. His name is actually Sir Riz. Anyways.
There was a Mr. Riz, but now he's a Sir.
I'd like to say thank you to Maui23 for sending us $5. And to that, you can say you're welcome. Anyways, Shadows Past being explored too much could be a detriment more than a blessing. Recall Avatar, The Last Airbender retcons in Korra. Did great harm, but produced well. Yeah, I don't know anything about the Legend of Aang because
I didn't think it was bad.
All anime's bad.
Yeah.
Also, ironically, like everyone wants to act like Shadow's the most mysterious guy. He has more backstory than any other character.
Aside from Knuckles.
Yeah.
Bar none. No, more than Knuckles. Bar none. He's got way more. Way more.
Okay, but
Yeah.
Knuckles
Like
is the OG when it comes to bringing lore into it. Shadow.
Well, he brings world building. We don't know anything about his family.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know where he got his fucking shoes. We literally know that Shadow was made in a tube. Also, aliens. We know more about Shadow than anybody else. It's fine.
We know about Knuckles' dad, Locke.
I thought Knuckles' shoes were sandals.
What? Oh, they could be.
Don't you fucking dare. Don't
Dude,
you
they
fucking
could
dare.
be.
Yeah, they're sandals.
Whoa.
Yeah,
No.
like like the red is just his feet.
Top 10
No.
details
Blobby
the
feet.
Sonic movies got wrong and don't want you to know about.
Yeah, no, like I thought it was sandals.
All right. Well, anyway, we gotta speed. We gotta speed.
Shadow's got two dads.
Burger. Okay, I think it's
Progressive.
Is it? It's Trey.
Okay. Dragon fruit with $2. United States. Appreciate it. Dollary Dude. My favorite
For
Sonic
fuck's
character,
sake.
email. Okay, that's so my favorite email.
Everybody, leave me alone, okay?
Oh my god.
That's actually incredible. Holy shit, Dragon Fruit. I salute you. Thank you for the $2. That was fantastic.
Oh, that was good.
Ian, you're up. Burger.
Belated Fox 14, $5. Nice to see that Bully Papa has come back.
Well, we're just doing him a favor. It's the only way he can finish.
Oh, thank you.
There it is, the Dark Souls noise. Oh.
Oh,
Wait, Trey, were you there when Dylan made a fucking orgasm noise?
Oh, I'll never want that in my head again.
Oh, it was hilarious.
I don't think it was.
It was
I
so
don't think that
unexpected.
was, but that's really funny.
It was so unexpected, and we all just. I think Frank was at least there because we were screaming with laughter at the time.
Oh my god.
It wasn't meant to be an orgasm noise; it just sounded like one.
I'm still laughing. I'm still laughing at email. That's so funny. I'm sorry. That's so funny.
So
I
good.
guess Bladed Fox 14 was absolutely dead on, hit the nail on the head. But if that's what it takes, okay.
All right, who's next? Who's next?
It's
Think it's
Dylan.
Ian's turn?
It's Dylan.
No. It's my turn. It's my turn. Right.
Dylan is Nick now. Nick.
Oh, good luck with that, champ. C-Man with another mysterious A's with $7.99.
Come
The
on,
previous gun commander. Well, soldier, You are an odd fellow, but I must say, you steam a good Maria.
Now that's
Gerald, help!
amazing.
So, C-Man, just a little bit of comedy, notes for you. You don't need the Gerald bit. You don't need that at all. Just leave it at the punchline is you can steam a good Maria. Just leave it alone at there.
I mean, did
That's
he?
perfect.
Did C-Man sign up for Nick's masterclass in comedy?
I mean, did anyone sign up for your culture appropriation class?
It's not
You
me
woke
that's doing the
liberal
cultural
bitch.
appropriation. You are claiming that your currency is their currency, and you can't do that.
You can't take my freedom dollars.
I
Yeah, that's what I'm
can't.
saying.
I can't.
You cannot take. You can't take my freedom dollar dues. I
I'm
don't know what
never
you're
gonna
talking about.
receive payment for the commission. I can't take freedom dollars.
This is your commission, you piece of shit. Look at all these fucking super chats.
That is true.
Soon I'll
who's
be
next?
able to
Who's
afford
next?
my taxes. All right.
So I'm still working on that. I got to do that this week.
Yeah. No.
Okay, so it's me now. Crimson Rose sends $5. Also, we had Crimson Rose back last episode, and it's good to have Crimson Rose back. Nick is
Yay.
like the grandpa at the family gathering. Super fun to hear from, and always sad when you realize he's leaving, but at least the racism has left
What's
the
that?
room.
What's that mean? Am I dying?
It means you're fucking old.
Wait,
dude.
are you dying?
And it's
Am
gonna
I
be
dying?
No, you're not dying. You're not dying.
You're not dying.
Do I have dementia?
You're not dying.
You're
I'm
not... Do I have dementia? You're not dying. That's horrible. That's horrible.
All right. Who's next?
Yeah. You're next, Trey Borger.
Okay, so Arco with $5.
Oh, can you imagine?
United States. That would have been crazy. That would have been hilarious.
I've hung out with
I
him
cashed in
many times. He's a sweet boy.
I met Arlo.
He
too
really
at
does
the-
seem like a sweetheart.
At the
Arlo,
thing.
yeah, Arlo's
Arlo's
a
cool.
really yeah, he's a really nice guy.
Oh,
I'd say many
so-
times. This has been like 3 or 4 times. We've introduced each other once.
I think it was the final day of the Portland con for me.
Yeah, he's a really nice guy.
So Arco says, I cashed in my $5 Sunset City gift card. Merry Christmas, boys. Thank you.
Oh,
Appreciate it.
Sorry, it didn't scan. You're gonna have to cash it in again. I'm afraid, Arco. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry. They only accept dollary dues, which is what I've been trying to say this entire time. But Pup
So
keeps pushing back.
what's a Sunset City gift card exactly?
Don't read too far in. Okay. The less you know, the better.
We're in a Sonic.
I love that
podcast.
song.
All we do is read too far into it.
Yeah, Sonic stuff. Not my finances, boy. You step back
Where-
now.
Is it Ian's turn?
I think it is. Yeah, Borger.
Yeah. Mike 1911 for $4.99 US. I'm going to see Roger Craig Smith tomorrow at FanX Salt Lake Comic Con. Sweet.
Hell
Tell
yeah,
him
enjoy.
everything I said.
Don't do.
Yeah.
Listen, man. If this podcast
Make
went
sure
mainstream, you would
you
be
read
Twitter's
him.
main villain for the week. Because I remember when I said, maybe this would be better without Izuka. People fucking turned me into a fucking crucifix on toast.
Because I pick my words and the place for them very carefully.
You pick
Not
the
always
place
true.
for
Yeah.
them.
I got
You
in
pick
trouble a lot
the
last
place
year.
for them.
Not like, yeah, Pup.
And-
You just let things fly sometimes. Like you just say stuff, and people
And
are
you
like,
love it
"Hey,
every
like,
time.
maybe word
It
things,
stimulates you.
maybe word things a little bit.
It-
Maybe word things a little bit different. You know, just
Stop
word things a
telling
little
me
bit
to change
different.
things. They were in the wrong objectively. They
Oh,
misconstrued me.
okay. Coming from the same person who keeps shaming me for saying dollary dues. I want to be whimsical.
Because that's different. That is. It doesn't matter.
How
Trey,
Dare you? He is 134th kangaroo.
Yeah,
are you? Is that true? Can I see your
No.
pouch? Let me see your pouch.
my pouch.
Let me see
That-
your
okay,
pouch.
First of all, take me on a.
I
Maybe
want
on a
to
date
climb
first,
in your
all right?
pouch.
Love
I
it.
want to
Ah,
be in your
I don't-
pouch.
He had
I
it
don't like that.
circumcised.
I don't like this. Not,
Yeah, well, if you don't like it, stop
Oh,
calling it
I don't
dollary
like
dues, or else I'm going to make more
The
jokes
pouch
about
gone.
I want to
Away.
be inside your pouch, Trey. I want to be inside you, okay? Right. Borger.
I don't want that. I like. Stop saying that.
Yeah,
Stop saying
I
that
don't like
to me.
when you say
Who's
dollary
next?
dues when it's not dollary dues.
I love this chat. Whose turn is it?
I think it might be yours, Nick. It's yours.
Let's see, $2. Put Marie in Fortnite. I'm trying to see something.
Lit is actually a friend of the channel now as well. Lit's been on a few Sunset arcades, by which I mean one. Yeah, we like Lit around here.
That was a good one. Good job, Lit.
That was a good one.
I still like to think, though, it's like on those school registers where they put your last name first, and then they put the first initial of your first name. So, let's see. Well, I'll let you figure that out. But okay. Borker. My turn.
Oh!
Yeah, there you go.
I get it.
Keep that in mind tonight,
Jesus
Trey.
fucking Christ.
Okay, so KB is back again. Good morning, KB. With $1.99 freedom dollars. I liked when Shadow fought Emuwu. Okay, that's actually very funny. That's how you would say it though, if you had like a little ice cream in your mouth, you know? All right, we need to move along. Trey, you're up, but not Hop. Borker.
Oh, you got a heart? Oh,
Love Borker.
love Borger. Thank you. Crimson Rose with 5 US freedom dollar redos. Hey Nick, do you have plans to cover any other games now other than Sonic?
I would love to. I am slowly putting together a second channel for Ninja Turtles. I think at this point, the best way to kind of get to other games outside of Sonic is to just get through the other Sonic games first. So I don't really have anywhere else to go. So I'm probably going to start ramping up my coverage of that series, because I think when a lot of people are watching like Sonic video game content specifically, they kind of want to watch it in a row. They kind of just want like the opinion. They want that marathon, because like everyone else has done at this point. And it feels like, I don't know, for me, I imagine it feels like for a lot of folks, it's like when you hop onto something else, it's just like, what are you doing? We had a flow going. Why are you edging me like this? You know what I mean? So it's like,
Right.
Yes, the answer is yes, but it'll probably be a little while before I do that. But the answer is emphatic yes. I will figure out a way to talk about other games outside of just Sonic. And if you have any suggestions, folks, I'm always open to them.
Nick,
but I love Sonic, so I'm not too upset about it. I assumed, Pup. I assumed.
I mean, editing them is just impossible. I have to edit them one-handed, you know. Like...
So Connor posted on Twitter like this Rule 34 of his character, and I was just like, what would happen if I put Game Apologist Rule 34 in, and there's like all the Metal Sonics with just big fat asses. And I had to click it. And you better believe, like, yeah, someone was mentioning my videos in it. So, like, I don't have Rule 34, but they're talking about me. So that's something.
Bit of Mecha Munch madness, you know?
Ooh.
Mecha Muff.
Anyway.
Okay, so, Borger. Who is it now? It's
Put a girl
Ian.
on.
Whale Fox Johnson for $9.99 US. Thank you. In Dark Beginnings, Shadow and Maria are portrayed more affectionately. Maria's hands on his head is a nice touch. Do you think Sega is preparing to show more care in character relationships in the future?
Obviously, they can only do so much with Maria, but I definitely think we're going to see Shadow Motorboat Rouge at least once.
Oh, Jesus Christ, Pup! For the love of God, what are you doing?
Have you ever thought that this might be a Freudian thing, that I'm just trying to end this channel and trying to end my career so I can do a real job?
Why would you, Jesus, bro.
Why did I have to be here for this?
Look, Trey, let's just talk about it over some tacos, yeah? Let's just talk about it over tacos. Okay?
All right, yeah, I'll get you some Taco Bell. I love you.
I love you too.
I literally was not paying attention at all. I was reading the chat. I don't know what happened.
No, it's okay.
But do you think, maybe they will show more tender character.
Yeah, do you think character interactions going forward will be more tender, kind-hearted? You know, just like more character interactions in the same way that we got with Shadow and Maria here.
Depends on the characters. I think people want a little. I think people want a little bit more dimension and reality with some of these interactions with folks, just because they matter to them. They've been around forever, and you kind of want to see how they interact with each other. I mean, Pups rambled on about how much he wants Sonic and Shadow to kiss, so you know.
It's not like that. Similar.
I don't think I do think, like, as much as I love Archie Sonic, I do think it lost the plot a bit in terms of soap opera, in terms of what Sonic
Yeah.
should be about. But I don't need to go full soap opera, but I also would like a little bit more depth than what we're allowed to get in IDW, for instance. Because like that's
Yeah.
comics is where you can explore that shit a little bit more thoroughly.
Right, I'm just thinking.
I agree.
On the soundboard,
What's
we
up?
should get the drowning music from the classic Sonic games to play every time I say something that could get us all killed.
You know what? I'll put that in.
Put it in there. Yeah, stick it in. Okay.
No, not doing that.
Oh, grow
Don't
up,
say
Trey.
that to me.
Whose turn is it?
The Borger.
Who the fuck is calling?
Who read the
It was
last
Ian.
one?
It was Ian last.
It was Ian last? Okay, that
Oh,
makes
my
it
turn?
Nick.
I get C-Man all the time with these mysterious A's.
You
What
don't
the
have
damn-
C-Man.
Oh, you get
You don't have
Twilight.
C-Man.
You got-
Oh, Twilord with 2 croissants. Shadow Fever was an egg dealer boss fight thing. What's an egg dealer?
The egg dealer from Shadow the Hedgehog was a boss fight. But,
Oh,
I'm
get
gonna
it.
stream that.
Okay.
I'm gonna stream that before the game comes out because there's clearly stuff I don't remember or don't know, and I want to be fully hyped for Shadow Generations.
Nick, with your little croissant comment, where do you think Twilord comes from?
The scars.
Okay, that's great. Okay, I don't even need another answer. Fuck it. Okay.
I just love the uncertainty, like the stars.
Z-Man sends $2.99 dollary dues. Nick, dollary dues is fine for Aussie dollars. See? The Australian has spoken. Trey, fuck off. Don't actually fuck off.
No,
Just-
C-Man, just make it okay for Trey to take your culture, just because fuck Pup.
Listen,
Yeah,
don't,
just to spite
You
up.
speak for all of Australia now.
because I am friends with the Australians, right? Is that right,
yeah.
C-Man? Send another super chat if that's right. But
Oh my god, spend more money if that's okay. All right, is it my turn?
Yes, it's your turn.
Kate with $1.99 US dollar dues. Thank you. Pup, there is a U in RWBY, a W in fact.
Okay, well now you're just moving the goalpost. Now you're just moving the goalpost. Is it gonna be that every
Be
time
clever.
I make a
clever.
mispronunciation, you're gonna correct me with a super chat? Because I think I might just do more of them. You know,
Ruby.
I think you're
Ruby.
pronouncing
Ruby,
Pyup wrong. Okay, there you go. Yeesh.
Ruby.
Okay,
Pyup.
Ian.
Alrighty.
Alright.
Triforce Riku, $5 US. You're not allowed to say it. That's our word. Whitest guy you know, 2024.
It's true.
That's that. I see. I guess I can make jokes here, but not on Twitter. Like I would have made the Knuckles.
This
dick
is like a
joke here,
safe
not on Twitter.
space. Like this is a safe space for content creators. So
It is.
We're all degenerates here.
isn't it great that I created this?
Yeah.
I thought Lit C was like Litten from my server, but the way they're talking, no, it is not.
Yeah, no. Let's see is a different character entirely.
Lit C's got some sass to it. I appreciate that. All right. My turn. KB with $10. Nermi is a fan theorized name for animal people. The name is based on the message on the SHTH game menu. What's that? Both Ian and Kyle hate this name. Okay,
Is it
so it's a
Shadow?
running joke. No, what's that stand for? Shadow the Hedgehog?
I don't know.
If
I'm
that's a
just-
thing on there,
I'm
I'm
just
gonna go
logging
find
some
it.
more of these.
There's
super
a
chats.
lot of interesting shit. I gotta play this game. Holy fuck.
All right.
I don't like knowing
Nerdy.
things. I'm gonna go find things because I like being knowledgeable and being weird.
Don't you do
with
enough
them.
of that when you just find random animals on the street and then nurse them back to health, which I actually think is kind of cool.
I'm gonna do that for a cat next.
It feels like it's like a discovery thing. I would like to join this quest.
Well, fuck off.
Damn it. All right. Well.
That was good.
Fine. You bring me along for swatting the flies, but this is too far.
I mean, I'll show you some Snappy Turtles. You want to see some Snappy Turtles?
The fly swatting was actually fun though. We got back from the cinema that night. Saw Wakanda Forever.
I don't remember a single bit of this.
There were some flies, and we put up like little fly traps, and we swatted some flies.
Oh, you did help me put that.
That was
up.
fun,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, we
I fucking hate flies.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Of course, they tend to surround you because you're a stinky bitch. But like,
got him.
That's a joke.
Fuck.
You don't stink.
That was, Pup. I show up here, all right, out of the goodness of my heart.
Okay, come on now. I didn't mean it. Come on.
And you attack me like this.
You don't gotta make it like this.
And my hygiene.
You don't have to make. No, it was. I said it because I knew it wasn't true. Okay, I didn't think you'd be insecure about it because you know it's not true.
I'm destroyed.
You're the whole package, dude. The whole package. Everyone's gonna love you.
But apparently it's covered in flies. I'm gonna stop and gross myself out.
Okay, Borger. Oh shit! Who is it? Is it me? I'm just gonna go with it anyway because I think Will Fox Johnson is a really cool name.
Chip fan, yes, my dogs are still alive. Ghost is still. He has some blood problems right now, unfortunately, from what I've been told. But he's still kicking.
I did tell him I decided he had to be a. That's
gotta get on that.
Yay for me, pup. So Whale Fox Johnson, which is an awesome fucking name, and I'm honestly jealous, sends 19.99 US freedom bucks. Egmont is making a Sonic magazine, and I tried seeing if reprinting the pure adaptation of the classic Sonic games, Sonic the comic, and into collections on the table. Let me try this again. Egmont is making a Sonic magazine and tried seeing if reprinting the pure adaptation of the classic Sonic games, Sonic the comic, into collections was on the table. Sega said no, the stories are no longer on brand. Well, fuck Sega.
Fuck Sega.
Fuck Sega. It doesn't matter if it's not on brand. What are you? A fucking Gen Z on TikTok? Who fucking cares about brand? Fuck your Jordans. Just make cool shit.
It's just not a big deal. Like they've put Sonic Sat AM back on DVD and nobody had a problem. Literally nobody had a problem.
Yeah,
it's Sonic.
They put Sonic X and they put Sonic The Adventure of Sonic the Hedgehog on Blu-ray. Nobody had a fucking problem. Just put it out there. It's fine.
Yeah.
You know what we need to do is just mock them, just call them babies, and eventually do just peer pressure them. Oh, look at us!
I'm trying.
The little comic
We got
metal.
We got Metal Knuckles back. Hyper and Sally, baby.
Oh, but my sacred timeline. What will I do if they don't think it's not the sacred timeline?
I mean, fuck's sake! Like we have two of the largest brands like making fun of canon. So,
don't you idiots know that Sonic is the cream of the crop story-wise? Only the best stuff gets to be affiliated.
It's a canon event, bro.
Only the best gets to be affiliated with the likes of Baldy Nose Hair. Okay, it has to be amazing fiction. And I'm sorry, those little Fleetway comics.
No, I'd heard about the Sonic the comic situation. It pisses me the fuck off. Like, somebody's got it sorted out. They can do it. And Sega just says no. And that's the secret of all of it. That's always the secret of it. It's never complicated. Do not listen to anybody telling you that, oh, the rights are complicated. It is fucking Sega.
You gotta understand,
they can sort it out.
There's a certain pedigree that comes with no copyright law in the universe is gonna stop me. You gotta really match that level of writing if you want to get in with the Sonic canon, you know?
It just... The reason why Ken Penders is even part of the conversation anymore is because he knows he can get away with it. He just keeps trying to push and push and push. And fuck's sake, he's such a dick. I'm even trying to side with a corporation. It's fucking ridiculous. It gets me heated. It gets me heated. I don't want to. It's fine. Talk about a stupid fucking. I got my copy, Ian. Thank you for letting me fucking see the scans first, and then I had to go buy my own. I was just.
Yeah, sorry the scans weren't very good. But
see, I thought it wasn't making sense, and then I got the book and like, oh no, it's just the book.
That's awesome.
Wait, isn't the Lara Sue Chronicles meant to be really crisp looking and beautiful? In terms of the
comparatively for the print quality for the old stuff, it's fine. It's solid. It's standard.
The old stuff looks really good. Yeah.
Yeah, it's standard expectations for a modern reprint of a comic book, as far as I'm concerned. But it's I'll talk about it another time. We'll be here forever. That's fine.
But sorry, real
You're gonna
quick,
be doing this
Nick,
till you're 90, Nick.
You do have like so are you saying you have more Archie videos in the pipeline coming soon?
Yes.
Awesome. I'm excited.
Thank you. I'm No, I'm sorry. Like Sega's just they're making me mad, so I'm pushing back. It's Ian, we just gotta stand up and fight for history. You know what I mean? That sounds problematic from White Guy. Never mind that.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, my Archie Sonic video is the highest viewed video for a Sonic character analysis on YouTube. It's all on Archie Sonic.
Just flex that.
Boy.
I will flex that on the other Sonics.
Let the guy that does character analysis videos as well know that you've dominated that territory here.
I said of Sonic the Hedgehog himself, not of all the characters. I mean of Sonic himself.
I just saw it too. Like it's about to hit 1 million, dude. So congrats.
Yeah, he'll hit 1 million probably in like an hour.
So. He's wealthy Hollywood elites, dude.
So the propaganda is spreading.
Yes.
All right, we
it's time to push that shit hard.
I am also with you guys. Okay, I am also at Archie and Fleetway. Okay. Anyways, why Lord? Borger. Oh, who's reading? It's not me. It's you, Trey. Yeah.
Oh, so Twilord with €5 dollary. Ian
euros.
uses it because Kyle hates it. None of this is my fault. Don't look into it. Okay.
Alrighty. Thank you for the money.
Someone's a
So
podcast list.
yeah,
That
someone's a
shouldn't
bubble
surprise
caster.
me, given the project we've been collaborating on. Hell yeah.
All right. Crimson Rose, $5. Pup, it's American English. Ruby, but oh yeah, Ruby. By the way, would this mean that Silver is next for anniversary game, or are we finally getting Big's big fishing adventure?
I think it's excuse me. I think Izuka has said that there's no plans for any further Year of X character. But I do hope that we will get Year of Silver, Year of Blaze, or something down the line.
Just wait till they make a movie about one of the characters. They'll probably do it.
Yeah, whoever's in the post credits for movie 4. So yeah, when we finally get Man the Man-Hog, Mr. Mailman, in the post credits of Sonic 3, you'll know that we'll be getting the Year of Man. Fuck women.
Perfect.
I don't think anyone's gonna be as big as Shadow. Sorry.
No one's going to be as big as Shadow, but I think,
No.
I can't remember who it was, but someone made a really good point to me and said, not every MCU film is Infinity War. Do you still go see him? More or less. Depends if I'm interested. But Sonic, I'm always interested in. Agatha all along, I'm not interested in. You know?
I heard it's pretty good.
I've seen the first 2 episodes, and the dialogue made me want to actually swallow concrete.
Fair enough.
There's a bit where, like, someone is like, that's ironic, and he's like, ironic? More like iconic. And all of the dialogue is like that. It screams, I'm 50 years old and I'm writing for Gen Z.
Beautiful. Well, I'm not reading that next super chat because there's Sonic Tubers are on the chopping block, so one of you guys can get in trouble.
I mean, you could always just censor yourself or something, or just, like, reinterpret it.
No.
I have nothing to lose.
Okay,
so
you can read it differently. Just read it differently. Don't read it in the actual words.
Okay. So, like, let's see, with 2 U.S. freedom dollars, there. What part should I censor out? Should I just go ahead and say
whatever you feel comfortable with,
tell you what. Do you want me to handle this? Because I kind of know what I would do.
No.
I know what I'd do. I wouldn't get us cancelled.
No.
I want to go.
It's fine.
I'm quite hungry.
No, it's fine. There's a gay love comic called.
Okay, great. He's off to a flying start. Excellent.
I'm a keep my
sanity
state.
I'm a kiss myself.
I'm gonna keep my state was really good. Okay, I'll give you that.
I'm a kiss my squirrel. Okay, Sally representation. All right, there we go.
I think I'm gonna put the super chat part off.
Chipmunk, but it's fine. Her creator was like, she's a fusion. It's fine. It doesn't matter. It's fine.
She's a fusion.
It doesn't make sense. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I'm not worried about it.
It's fine. Kiss my simp. Never mind.
Kiss my sipmunk.
Yeah, there you go.
Ian.
we're back on track.
Ian, you're up.
Alrighty. Final one. Oh no, not final one. Let's see $2 US.
No, not that one. Not that one.
Sorry. Twilord, Twilord, €2. Shadow 1 has some amazing gameplay mods. Use them.
I love how we're calling it Shadow 1 now. That's awesome.
I like that.
Hell yeah, brother.
I intend to use mods when I do it because I didn't enjoy Heroes, and I'm sure as hell not playing the same game 10 times over just to get the.
I'm excited to check that out. I like if anyone can kind of give me some recommendations. I'd like to toy with that a bit. That'd be fun.
Whew.
Another time though, because we got to go.
We gotta go.
Yeah.
Guys. Barker. Okay, Nick, you're up.
Let's see. $2 US. Changing my name to Goat C. This will go over well.
Goatsy, get it?
Well done. Well done. Good job. Well done.
Okay. Barker. We have the continued generosity of Crimson.
If anyone doesn't get that joke, good for you.
You're too young for this show if you don't get the joke. We got one more super chat to add. Just because it slipped through the cracks. Okay, right. So, Barker. Crimson Rose, $20 US. Thank you again. Last chat today from me, boys. Can't wait for the Sonic X Shadow Generations Digital Deluxe Plus and Knuckles CD. Give Shadow Gun, Cap, that kid, and Nick. To be honest, I'd like to see you cover more Jurassic Park games. And Pup, you cool. Thank you, Crimson Rose.
I would love to cover more of them. I'm the only YouTuber that has that stupid Pachinko PS2 Jurassic Park game with any footage out there.
There is no way statistically you are the only YouTuber with the Pachinko Jurassic Park thing, whatever the fuck.
When I produced that video, I was.
Yeah.
Statistically speaking,
Well, there you go.
there is
There
someone
was
out there.
no
There is someone out there who has
on
not
the game.
tagged that video. There's a Wayne out there.
There's nobody. No, there was nothing. I mean, you can't say anything about it. It's Pachinko. But there wasn't footage anywhere on it. It was weird.
You know how it is.
Anyway.
All right. I think it's my turn.
It is.
Maybe.
Have the final.
Yeah.
Final.
Right.
section.
Okay, Triforce Riku with $5 US dues. Thank you so much. Anyone else unironically looking forward to Sonic 06's 20-year anniversary in 2 years?
No.
What will they do?
That is a good question. What will they do anything? Are they doing enough as is?
I think the thing is, if they celebrate every game's anniversary, you just have non-stop anniversary games, and then you'd get nothing new ever. You know.
That is. I think they need to just focus on new stuff.
Let me see Frontiers 2.
They'd probably enjoy, so they can keep pulling from the past and don't have to make new things.
Stop it, Ian. Don't give them
But God
ideas.
forbid if it's the wrong past.
Yeah, exactly.
If it's not
Nick,
Green
make those
Hill,
videos.
get out.
If they start pulling from Lost World, I'm checking out. Like, I'm done.
I mean, did you notice that
I was being bitter. I was being a bitter Archie fan again. That's what I was.
Did you
doing.
notice
Yeah,
that the
it's
Egg
okay.
Fleet shit in the water in the Metal Overlord fight is actually just chemical plant assets?
Indeed.
Yeah.
You will never escape the plant. Uh-oh, there's a skeleton. He didn't show up last time, but now he's here with a vengeance. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the episode is over.
There we go.
So,
Is your tag Kirby Sonic team?
Yeah, that's what I've had since I was like 12.
but you couldn't have tags back when you were Wait, how old are you?
27, so maybe I got the numbers wrong.
1
Whatever.
year younger than me. But like 58 years younger than me. Anyways, Trey, what are you up to?
I am in the middle of my rebrand, as I've stated before, and I've already started on a brand new kind of like video format. I'm actually going to be talking about video game DAWs, basically like music programs where you can make music, but they were ported on console for whatever reason. I think it's fascinating, and I want to talk about it. So there you go.
Cool that you're finally working on something for a change, you fucking slacker.
Okay, first of all, I've been working on real life stuff because I live on fucking Earth. Okay,
Ooh,
I live
real life
outside
stuff.
of
Look
the
at me,
Earth.
I'm
Just like
Trey.
Yeah.
Sonic. Then they're kissing.
Yeah, exactly. I've been doing stuff like locally and in real life and in my job. You know, being a fucking adult, I'm
Oh,
nearing
look
30.
at me, I'm
You
Trey.
know?
I source free-range eggs. Ooh.
What does that even?
See,
No,
see,
what?
Trey. He's exploiting weaknesses. You don't have to be defensive over this.
He is projecting.
He's
He is
extending the
projecting.
episode,
Yeah.
even though he wants to leave.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Papa, love you.
I love you too. Trey.
Also, we don't care about your problems. Let's go.
Hell yeah.
We
Okay.
don't care about my problem.
Also,
Just
dude,
kidding.
this is the
Sorry, Trey.
longest rebrand ever. In the time it's taken you to get a new avatar, I made a whole ass 3D pup. Big fucking loser.
Well, the thing is, I have other stuff. I have other
Oh,
obligations.
I've got
and
other
stuff like that.
stuff. Oh.
Yeah,
Oh
Bob.
my god.
Oh.
Oh my god.
Okay,
Don't let him,
Ian.
it's just
Ian, what are you up to?
Hi, me and Waffles. I'm finally making videos again. I just released one about Bochi the Rock. It's a really good video because it's the only video I've made in like 2 years. So that's great. And then I'm going to be releasing more by the end of the year. So check them out if you're interested. And again, if you like Archie Sonic, I have an Archie Sonic, why Archie Sonic is the best Sonic video on my channel. So go check it out.
Hell yeah, brother. And Nick, what are you doing?
just released a couple videos, and Pup, you're helping me put together another one here that should be out fairly soon. And for all of October, I don't want to announce stuff until it's done because I have a bad problem with that, but I am working on some character analysis to get ready for Shadow Generations. And
Yes.
if I can do anything else outside of that, we're going to see what we can do. I don't think I have time to do like a proper game analysis. I like to take my time with that, but I'm going to try to stream more often. So check out the channel if you want to see more.
Can't wait.
I can't wait. It's gonna be awesome.
What are you doing, Pup? God damn it! What are you doing?
Yeah, what are you doing,
Okay,
Pup?
so thank you for asking. I'm just wow. I'm doing a lot of things. I've done a lot of videos up this past week, and I intend to keep that momentum going. But I don't know what exact video is on the way. There's just been a lot of Shadow stuff, so it's there waiting for you if you want to go check.
There you go. Why is chat making fun of me?
Oh,
I don't
look
know.
at me.
They keep
I'm
trying to murder
Trey,
me.
My
So
pussy hurts. Oh.
it's just
my
Chip.
God.
It's just Chip. Chip is like the only one that listens to what Chip says.
What? Yeah, Chip. It's like you're cool.
Hey,
Why
I
don't you do that?
told Chip to leave
They're a
Tom
Chip.
topics
They're a
alone.
Chip fan. You like Chip. Who cares what you have to say?
Yeah.
You hear that, Chip fan?
Mwah.
It all
Good night,
matters
everybody.
except for Chip. This guy, am I right?
I hate his stupid fucking little feet.
I tell you what, Nick, you have a chip on your shoulder.
Sonic! And Sonic, give me the ice cream, Sonic.
I love it.